1, 2. Yo.
Now we come to the payoff. Mic
check.
This is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
Food is a metaphor for information.
Yo, get your head around this. The concept, 2 men about this. Trissy sack effect, freckles, respect rebels. We'll take the stairs, you stay there. It's next level. Put up the frame, they couldn't see the vision. I'll take the blame when it comes to fruition. From 4 to 3, and then we lost 1. I won't cause a scene cause camera's on, son.
It's a fast-food podcast.
You look underdone. You're in the dark with the sharks, it's a bloodbath. We got the mics, it's a fight, had a tough start. Now got the stripes, it's in sight, it's all love calm. Morgan Heights, it's food for the mind. A feast for the palate, you can eat the design. Serial killer with a splash of cold milk. These men are built away lactic acid hold skills. Yo, give me the space, we need the mic. You know the vibes. Camera, action, lights. We do what we do, we say what we like. It's the FFE. It's the FFE. It's the FFE. It's the FFE.
Please do not hold us accountable for anything we may say that is not factual. This show is purely for entertainment, and we do not intend to maliciously hurt or disrespect anybody. It's a Fast Food Podcast.
Season 6.
Well, I woke up on Saturday. As per usual, give thanks.
All praises be.
Definitely. You know what I mean? And then, I just, that was probably the first time in a long time I had a nice little sleep. And then hit the barbershop, got a fresh shape up early, because I just don't like waiting in the barbershop. But my guy's cool because we talk a lot of good football banter.
Yeah.
Obviously, AJ's gonna fight, so we're talking about that, predictions.
Yeah.
And then, I skated to, my second passion. I look hooked up with my Watch It or Not TV boys. And
Big them up.
We did our 100th movie episode party.
Okay.
So basically, Jamie, what we do is, thank you. We do a pod for movie and TV review. Okay. So we'll go cinema, review it, and let you know whether you should part with your hard-earned cash.
Is that what you're doing, yeah?
That's what we do.
So what, you've seen all the most recent
whether
videos,
it's in
docs.
the cinema, whether it's on streaming platforms, whether it's via Fire Stick, them thing there.
Yeah. They watch everything.
Everything.
That must be time consuming, but there's so much
It is, but you gotta be. It's. If you really think about it, you probably watch so many things during a week without even thinking about it, even if it's just in the background.
But that's cool.
Yeah,
but you gotta watch them.
Yeah, we gotta watch
because
them.
you need to tell us if they're worth watching, right?
Yeah,
that's a lot of focus.
So we've done 100 episodes so far. Done the YouTube space.
Congratulations to you.
I watched Air last week. I watched Air last week.
Air.
The movie
That's
about.
Not out, is it?
No, it's out on. It's out this week.
That got like 10 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's one of the best ones I've seen this year.
What's Air?
Air.
Michael Jordan, no?
Michael Jordan. It's about the most lucrative deal in sports between a player and a sportsman.
It's a live story.
It's a real story. The characters in there are real. There's a few things that are a little bit fiction, just to move the narrative forward, which is fine. But the characters in that film are real characters. Jordan said he wanted Viola Davis to play his mum. And all I'm going to say is the mum, not Viola Davis always kills it. But in the story of how Nike got Jordan, the mum is the MVP. That's all I'm saying. Okay. She's the MVP.
So it's definitely. Do you feel it lived up to? Because do you go off the basic of what, for instance, Rotten Tomatoes might rate a movie? Because I saw that it was it got the craziest ratings from Rotten Tomatoes, and it had me thinking it's a vibe. But you said one of the best you've seen this year.
Because March had sick films. March had John Wick 4.
And you think that was sick?
Yeah, John Wick 4 was fire.
I've seen that.
Yeah, John Wick 4 was fire.
It was better than 3.
There's that one shot. Have you seen it?
No, not yet.
All right, Jamie said there's a one shot where he goes in the house and there's a fire thing. Do you remember the fire thing?
Keep going, bro.
There was like a fire. There was like a fire like rocket launcher kind of thing, and the camera pans out, and it looks like a video game. Like man's just going through different rooms.
Do you know what?
Burning guys.
I'm not
down.
gonna lie.
Shit.
I'm not gonna lie. It was a long movie, and I
it was.
fell
How
long
asleep
was the
about
movie?
3 times.
It's nearly 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it his
you know
last
the
one?
thing-
Because I'm tired of the week.
Bro, bro. Do you know what? After 3,
Yeah.
I had to kill some time. I
Yeah.
just got back from Texas, and on the last day, our flight got delayed, so we went and saw a movie
Yeah.
because it's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
But had I had the option not to go and watch it, I wouldn't have based on 3.
Right,
It was too much for me.
All
Bro.
right, fair
it's
enough.
like silly, but I'm glad I watched it because it was sick. The stair bit
Fire.
when they're going up the stairs and
Bruv.
I won't spoil it, but
How many people got shot this time?
everyone.
Bruv. The question is who didn't get shot.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the
You
game.
gotta count, that's what you got to count.
Bruv,
People
yeah,
know.
bring a bottle of rum with you in the
Wow.
cinema and take a shot every time someone gets langed off.
Yeah.
Bruv, you are gonna be frazzled.
It's almost superhero
Ish. Yeah.
Now.
If you're a fan of physics, this film ain't for you.
Yeah.
Because that's out the door.
All right, is there sex in it?
No, sorry, bro.
straight killer.
Just stay at home.
Why is it those?
But anyway, back to air.
You gotta have a bit of sex in there, man.
Bro,
It
when
would have
there's
broke
bullets-
things up. I'm not gonna lie, it would have broke things up a little bit.
Wait. John Wick, he's a shutters, yeah? And he's not touched no gal in any of the.
It's because he's a shot. Bro, listen, if we don't touch gal, the things we can do
Yeah.
are mad.
This
Girls
guy
corrupt
wants
us, bro.
This guy wants John Wick to drop the W and put the D in his name and go around doing that, bro.
He's always in the Continental.
Yeah.
Why are you in the Continental,
It's
bro?
because he hasn't bust a nut. He's got so much stamina and drive, bro.
I don't know if I
If
could
he
live
busts a
that
nut,
way.
my man's just gonna get
It's
length
a
off
wrap, bro.
any one of the people
I
he's
don't know if
killed.
I could live that way, man. I gotta drop one off sometimes, man.
That we know. But anyway, so Scream 6 come out in March, which was sick.
I ain't got time for that one.
Scream 6 was dope, bro.
I was dope. I gave up like on 3.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But 5 was on. I was like, oh, let me check this out. I was like, hold on a minute. And I was like, all right, let me stop what I'm doing. Let me start this from the start and watch this properly. 5 was sick to the point where I was like, all right, I need to look for, I'm gonna, what, 6? 6. They're in New York. And Ghostface, for me, this is the best version of Ghostface I've seen.
But it's not
this
scary
guy
though,
was from
is
the
it?
Gaza. He was mad greasy. He was talking mad disrespectful. Obviously, Creed 3 kicked off March.
Yeah.
But Air is sick. Air is one of the best sports-related movies I've seen.
Can't see that.
Definitely.
So
I can't recommend it highly enough.
So that your weekend was blessed then.
So my weekend was blessed, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I had a good weekend.
Talk about it. Wait.
What part of my
Skirt. Pull up. The people need to know because we're on Heights Watch. Did you touch yourself over the weekend?
I didn't touch myself,
Okay, what you touched?
but without embellishing too much, me and my wife went to a spa hotel.
That's nice.
Saturday.
Respect.
Saturday.
Straight in there, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Saturday. And we got a massage, bruv. I got one of these massage, all body, all round.
All the
Ooh,
cracks
hang
and
on,
crevices.
who's doing this
round.
massage?
And this,
Don't tell me this up right now.
Swedish doggy.
shout out to Kaya.
That's a
Her
guy.
hands are like angels' hands.
Right. But what about the guy who was massaging you?
No guy is massaging.
You sure?
Only women.
I said the full body.
And she was like,
It wasn't Skarsgård, no?
she was like rubbing my back,
Fernando.
my
Yeah,
neck.
Yeah.
She said, Mr. Morgan, you got a lot of tension in your leg. I said, well, then work on it. What then?
Did you lift your leg up when she said that, innit?
I said,
You're
what? And then
sick.
she had these oils. She oiled me down, bruv.
This is
Hang
not
on,
the first time you
and
had a
your missus
massage.
was watching this. It happened.
Oil me down. Please, can you oil me down? Give me some of my love. Aye, listen.
Falsetto.
One thing though, yeah.
Don't encourage you.
You see when you get a massage, yeah, and the massage is calm.
Yeah.
But was your missus in the
You
same room?
want to beat. You do want to
Bro,
beat.
stop avoiding these questions.
Bro, was
He's
your
asking
missus in the same room?
No, she was getting massaged in another
yeah.
room.
By who?
By a woman.
By Skarsgård.
okay.
You sure? It was a Swedish brother. I'm telling you. He was a
Are you
Swedish.
sure it wasn't Jason Love?
You better relax. Bro, so I had like, and as soon as I had my massage, tension subsided. You know, all of the mundane, run-of-the-mill stuff you do during the week in the ends. I was just relieved, and it was calm. Had dinner. Me and the missus went out.
What'd you eat?
Went for a steak.
Ooh, nice.
Nice, a nice little
I can see where this night's going to end. Carry on.
sirloin, a little sirloin joint.
yeah.
Couple glasses of wine.
Some potatoes. You had potatoes in it.
We had
the chunky chips.
We had like the chips, the chunky chips, and this spinach thing, like like a spinachy.
Bro, why you acting like chips ate potato, bro? Man was like, no, we had chips, bro. It's potato.
We had this spinach thing, and then we had like this little, I don't know what they serve with steak. They serve this sauce.
Oh, peppercorn.
Yeah. Oh, the shit was off the chain.
Yeah.
And then man, and then we went and chilled out in the hotel, watched a little show that we're gonna talk about later on. Okay. And my weekend was super blessed. But then this is the thing now.
What? That's how the night ended.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Today, Monday, I'm off, got the day off. I'm saying I'm going to the gym, I'm going to work out. This motherfucker messaged me maybe a day or two before saying press ups, 30 press ups a day.
Okay.
Right, so I'm on this 30 press ups.
So how many have you done for the month?
So I've only done, it's 90 now.
Okay, I was just checking.
You know, you let him off lightly, bro. You should have asked him like 12 days in.
Yeah, don't worry.
You know what I mean?
Right, so I've gone gym. After my session, I'm walking back into the changing room, yeah? I see this Donny.
Oh, man.
I see this Donny squat, bro.
Sparkers.
He was naked.
Yeah.
Squatting, bruv, and cleaning his balls.
Nah, that's wild.
But the way that he was cleaning his balls was vigorous. It was like, you know, like when you...
Like your older buddy.
And he was flapping it. And I was like, I walked past, I was like, bro, it looks like you're hurting yourself now, bro. Bro, if I graze my shit, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Have you ever just grazed your shit?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
You got to wait a few seconds to see if it hurt or not.
Yeah, have you come out the shower and then just...
Bruv, I'm a Manscaped Donny, so I know how to maneuver things. But what I'm concerned with is you looked at another guy, looked him
for so long?
in his eyes, and said
got
to him,
quite
"You're
a
gonna hurt yourself."
detailed
why were you
description of.
You stood there.
It went slow motion, yeah.
I don't like this narrative.
It's not a narrative. We're going off.
Bruv, you're the paint of this picture, you know.
Yeah, we're going off the facts.
I went into the changing room where other men are getting
And you
dressed
were
and
watching
showered.
other man fucking with the bullocks.
And then you looked him in his eyes and said, "My brother,
Eye
you're
contact
gonna
to
hurt
that.
yourself."
And I see and I walk past the lockers and I see a Donny flapping his wood.
And then you
I'm not gonna.
stopped.
Why do people do that though?
I don't know.
Like why? Like there's a need to be naked and let people see. You don't have to. It's optional.
Right. It's not
optional.
like you've just come fresh from a football game and all the man there. No.
It's almost like man like to get it out there.
For guys like, you know what I mean?
But listen, I clean my balls. I clean it properly, like in a normal way. But he was crouching.
All right,
He's
bro.
doing
What?
madness.
Crouching tiger.
Looking
All
for
of his nuts out.
Looking for his dragon, yeah?
He's twerking.
all of his nuts out. I was like, bro, man. I wanted to say to him, bro, what was that?
Did the
But
Snickers?
he probably likes that.
I don't
He
know
probably
it. I
likes
didn't know
making
it.
other
Yeah,
people
yeah.
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or getting eye contact while he's doing it.
I'm
It's
just
probably
gonna wonder
when
why
you're in the
were you
gym
watching
training, bro.
But why were you watching for so long?
Have you never looked at another man's nuts?
That's different. I don't stand there and watch it for like 5 minutes.
It was in my peripheral.
Nah, you have too much detailed explanation for it.
Bro, I swear to God, if you ever go to a gym and you see someone doing that, even if you don't even see it,
Yeah, it happens. You see it.
Yeah, but
I know
you see it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
kind of
I'll
see
see
it.
it. There's a difference between seeing it and
I didn't
watching
take
it.
notes. I didn't go, bruv. I did
Well,
like,
you did.
I walked past.
And then you offered him some advice. Bro,
Yeah.
you're gonna hurt
I
yourself.
don't like that.
Do you need a hand? Are you okay? Like, bro, you gotta relax.
Another thing that's happened, my Range Rover got stolen.
You're lying.
What?
You're chatting
How was that
shit.
not the first thing you're talking about?
My Range Rover got stolen.
How?
It's gone.
You just hang on.
Yeah.
The way you're saying it looks like there's
Bullshit. Don't be the April Fool's delay thing, you know.
I swear to God.
How the fuck does that happen?
So
They can get
I've
teeth
gone
easy.
to bed. Family gone to bed. Mrs. gone to bed. Little one's in bed. About 2 o'clock, I get a ring on my door, and I've woken up and I've seen police flashing lights outside my window. So you know when you're black, and when you're black and you see flashing lights, you know,
No, do I or don't I open this door?
please Lord, whatever I did in 2000,
Now's not the time, boss.
I'm living a good
God,
life.
I've had
straight.
my cup of Milo.
You know, like that.
trust me,
I've done all of that.
I'm reformed.
Not now.
Not now.
So I've done this. And the policewoman's gone, could you come to the door, please?
I would have said no one's in. No one's in.
This time the missus is still asleep, little one's still asleep. I've gone to the door. oh, can I speak to Mrs. Morgan? I said, thank fuck. You can have her.
Oh, my white wife. Yeah, bring her down.
Yeah, babe.
This is for Kunta Kinte.
Someone's at the
Get
door.
your ass down.
Someone's at the door for you. What you mean, rub our eyes, Mrs. Morgan, we found your car in a ditch. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, before you even knew it was missing?
Yeah, before I knew it was missing, bruv. Wheel axle broke up, car abandoned, door opened, shit everywhere, boom. So they was like, look, we're gonna obviously.
Did they have to breathalyze your missus or anything? Did they think like she had stacked it and then ran away?
No, it was just like they didn't.
Are you harbouring a fugitive on the run?
I don't know. They've taken all of the.
You need to ask her these questions, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. It's peak.
So you got the car back?
So it's in the recovery, and I believe today they've in the insurance have taken it and gonna do like a
thing, like they're gonna check it out, see if it's categorized or whatever.
Yeah.
But tell me this: you said you got a Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
Was the
I don't have a Ring doorbell.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
No,
cool.
I need one.
But they nicked it off your drive.
They took it off the drive.
And what kind of year was it? What kind of Ring?
2012.
Okay, cool. I know the newer Range Rovers, they get licked left, right, and
and that's what we thought, because our Range is a little bit older. We thought, but that's what you do, bruv. When you do the ignorant thing and think, right, we don't have to put the key in a little box so they don't find the signal.
So next time you're gonna lock the doors, yeah?
Yeah.
How did they take it, in fact?
They pull up with a PC.
And they done it like that? Yeah.
And they find the signal of the... Because if the keys are like in the front, so our kitchen faces the drive.
Yeah.
So they've picked up the signal from the key, cut
open the
car,
door, yeah.
bro.
Damn.
It's mad.
Yeah. So it's peak.
They need to use those detective skills and help people find their fathers and stuff,
mad, isn't it?
bruv, instead of doing all of that. Do you know what I mean?
It's very peak, bruv. So yeah, but bruv, I mean, it's been eventful and I'm in a good place. Yeah. I believe you're in a good place. I like the t-shirt that you're wearing. Kind of, you know what I mean, side, you know what I mean? Kind of didn't tell me to...
Well, no, if it was free, I would have told you.
Yeah.
I bought the thing.
I would have given you the
sample.
I would have given
No, I
you
know,
the
but
piece.
then I also wanted to have this type of, because this is great content. Me wearing a Fast Food Podcast tee, you not knowing about it, it's great content for.
It just looks like you believe in the thing more than him.
You see what I'm saying, bro? Like,
Say that again, please.
You believe the thing more than him, yeah?
Okay, cool.
I believe in it.
I didn't want to say it, but
Fast Food Podcast.
that's what I'm wearing.
This is the Fast Food Podcast. Oh. He goes by the name of Drizzy Sackafet Freckles.
And he goes by the name of Morgan Twerk Franklin Heights.
And we are two of your illustrious co-hosts today.
That's what you're saying?
Food is a metaphor for information. And we are here to bring you food for thought, soul food for the mind.
And a feast for your bomber clot palates.
Before we kick off the show, we are available on all relevant DSPs. That's Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. We are no longer on SoundCloud. Don't worry about it. We're out there. They're taking a piss. These episodes are also available visually on our YouTube channel, which is Fast Food Podcast TV. Please share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check all of our new episodes that land. And that's how we do it right now. Shout out to Jojo Montana.
Yay, a.k.a. Jojo Cougar, hold on. I feel like we need to King Jojo. That's what I'm calling him now, King Jojo.
Shout out to Jojo Montana, a.k.a. the thug from the South, a.k.a. the dry foot barbarian, a.k.a. the best cameraman in the world. Good to see you, my GG. You know how we do.
You said a dry foot barbarian, bro.
Yeah. I respect it too. I respect it.
I thought we beat the allegations.
A long time ago.
Quick shout outs. Do you have any?
Good. I'm running through mine.
Shout out to my father-in-law on his 70th birthday.
Big him up.
Alfie, we love you. Thank you for being there for me.
Do you lot call him Big A?
We call him Young Alf.
Nice.
Young Alfredo.
Nice. You're from a gang side when you call him Young Alf video. Like, Young Alf was out there just coming through.
Hey, yeah, shout out to Alfie and his moist cakes. He had some moist cakes, bro. Yeah, the cake. Yeah, yo, his birthday cake was moist. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to Danielle. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Christina. They wanted shout outs. These are great supporters of the show. They DM'd me via the FFP podcast saying they love and they support the show and they're here for us. So they're official foodies right now. Shout out to you.
They need to send us some food. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna shout them out again. Shout out to Zul. Shout out to Nero.
Go for it.
Shout out to Six. Shout out to Mrs. Nero. Shout out to the whole crew that made sure that Saturday was popping off nice and easy. I want to shout out to my sister Sash. She's the CEO of the Fast Food Podcast Canadian contingency.
Yeah.
She's back outside. She's doing her jewelry again. So shout out to her. Shout out to boy Cadian. But just shout out to everybody, man. As long as you're black, you're doing your thing, you're staying positive, life is good, you're breathing, you're happy. I big you up, man. I'm always rooting for black people. So let's, you know what I'm saying?
We have a special guest.
Shit, indeed we do.
I've been waiting patiently for this one. I'm not gonna lie, because we set this up early.
Come on.
We spoke earlier on during the year. And listen, this young Donny right here is family. This is not regular degular. I'm gonna start teething your words. It's not regular degular stuff. This is family. His older brother is family.
Okay.
His family is family.
Okay.
This is a deep rooted tree that extends way over there. And he's carved out an amazing career for himself. I've been watching him for a long time now, but of recently, I'm just seeing things just escalate to the nth degree. And I want to say I'm super proud of this gentleman right now. Ladies and gentlemen, and our foodies, rounds of applause for Jamie Sonuga from Officially Gassed.
Thank you, man. Hey, honestly, kind words, bro. Kind words, but you know what?
Come on.
Shake your hand there.
Come on.
It is a family thing.
It is.
And it's love that we were able to now meet on a platform where we can actually cross over.
100%.
Because back in the day, I could have never seen that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's crazy, right?
It's true.
But we've known each other many, many years. You're one of my brother's best friends. And,
crazy.
Part of the family, always been
That's
there.
what I'm saying, bro.
And it's mad to be. And thank you for the kind words too leading up to this. I'm trying, man.
Yeah, bro. Let's listen. As I said to you, I'm proud. I want to see us thrive. I want to see my people do things. So when I want positivity, I can look across and I can go online and I can make a phone call and all my people are on something. He's on something. You're on something. Jay's on something. Jay's younger brother's on something. What are you on?
I do my own content.
There you go. So that's what I'm talking about. Everybody's on something.
It's nice to have that.
Sorry, that in road terms, that means that my older brother was taking too much of a big cut when I was helping him. So I'm doing my own ish. So it makes up for what my older brother's taking out. But Karen.
Yeah, so welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
What we do here is
It's wrong.
we just vibe.
Sorry. Bro, I see that, man, and it is a vibe. It's a vibe.
What we
It's
do
a
is
chill.
vibe. So just hang out with us tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our thing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, get involved where you want to get involved.
Bro, you might have to stop me because I waffle.
Yeah, no, that's
I
cool.
talk a lot, and I'm accustomed to the podcasting thing because I've done a little bit of myself, and I love it, man. Do you know what? I feel like I haven't been doing it for a while now due to various things. We might get into that a little bit later, but it's therapy in a way. Because I never personally get a chance to sit down with friends, face to face, friends and acquaintances, and have a conversation, a deep conversation, and also go through things that perhaps have bubbled in my head but never said out loud. Right. So when you do sit down and you kind of express these things, you're making sense of things yourself. Yeah. And also it's just interaction. You don't have enough of.
This is what we
nowadays.
needed to do. We needed to touch base.
Yeah.
And I need to get a more in-depth detail on what you're doing as well, because obviously you can see it online, but I'm interested.
For sure.
And I'm not a car Donny. So the mechanics of the whole thing, excuse the pun.
Yeah, you got it.
You know, I'm interested in it. So we're going to speak about it. KSI, you can't say that word, bro. You can't. You can't say, bro, you can't say that word, bro.
You know what's funny?
You can't.
How many pages are there in the dictionary?
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. How many words are there? We, the black contingency, make up our own words like every other day. And that's the word you want to choose and say
What's wrong with
on
you?
a public platform. Not anywhere, but you want to go on a public platform and say it there.
Where's your
and then you have
responsibility?
to,
Where's your responsibility? Like, you've got Prime. You was just doing WWE.
He was at WrestleMania.
He was at WrestleMania, bruv.
Bruv, there's certain things you have to leave behind. Yeah. Like people. You know what it is?
Yeah, that's
and it's sad to say it, right?
Yeah. Chris Rock was right.
But you've got brethrens who you've grown up with, yeah? But unfortunately, you can't take them to where you need to go because they're just not mentally ready for that change.
Facts.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
But you got your hands in all these little pots. You're outside, bro. Your tax bracket is different to a lot of people you hang around with. Why are you fumbling? You know how long it takes us to get anywhere?
It's dumb.
And we get to that point and it's almost like we just hit
That's the thing.
self-destruct.
And you know, they're waiting for a man like him to trip up.
Bro.
You know what I mean? I'm actually surprised he said that because...
I'm not.
It's no. But the thing is, you got to remember what level he's at.
Yeah,
ain't my man got a tune with Rick Ross?
Yeah,
ain't he been like celebrity status for the biggest?
Been outside.
Very influential because I guess a lot of his stuff is aimed at the younger audience, right?
Yeah.
So even if that word is in your vocabulary and you use it now and again, I'm surprised he let that slip out. I haven't actually seen the thing.
He didn't let it slip out.
Man, you said it with his chest.
He meant to say
He
it.
took it out. He took it out of his boxes.
He meant
and
to say
dropped
it, but then he tried to do the disclaimer thing.
But what you got to remember in that is, yeah, because I fully would think, being on that platform, he's aware of all this and what he can and can't say. But you know, certain times, I'm not saying he is, yeah, I've got love for him, I think he's sick. Yeah. But you know, certain times you just get carried away in how big your own hype is. You think you can just start letting these kind of words off and you can't really, no one's going to say nothing because they're with you and you're cool. But I think, boy, it's a big mistake.
You know what? It's one of those things, yeah. You know what, yeah, I'm not going to make any excuses for him. You know why? Because when I'm around people who are not from my circle, if I'm in an office space, whatever, the way my brain moves and how my vocab is totally different to when I'm around my G Morgs, Jojo, etc. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like my brain just default. I don't even have to prep myself. It's like, oh, I'm in a room for people who don't. Go. Oh, yeah, sorry. So, do you know how I can operate this thing over here? Because maybe it's you like, yo, bruv, start the thing.
Trust me.
Like you got bruv, you're in the media as well. You got to have a bit of media training,
your
my G.
environment.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Especially the cameras
He was
alone.
on ITV the other day as well. So it's like...
and this is the thing. You say what you want to say, right? Cool. You have a laugh and a joke. Cool. You with your boys. You're in a comfortable place, clearly. But you have to be mindful of who you can offend. It's
100%.
very simple.
Especially in this woke.
It's
Especially
very simple.
now.
Yeah,
Especially now.
Man.
Peak. You're setting yourself up.
So you just put yourself in a spliff. You did nothing. No one else. You can't. There's no one to blame here. There's no one to blame.
It's mad as well because when you look at the last couple of weeks, especially with like the Sidemen content as well, yeah, he's been getting a bit of corn because the other week he even pissed on his boy's hand.
Eh? What? Pissed on his boy? How does that even happen?
KSI pissed on someone's hand.
So it's like obviously they're doing the thing of like, don't move in it.
This podcast
And two of
ain't,
them-
bruv. This podcast ain't sponsored by Prime. We're keeping it moving.
But do you know what's true? Do you know what's mad?
Go on.
There's no such thing as bad press, bro, because
You're
we're here
right.
chatting his name, talking about Prime.
I've just
and
caught
you know
myself
what I mean?
and it's like, let's keep it moving. But you're right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, I just find it so much easier to go to sleep.
Prime
with no
sponsor us,
stress
though.
or no worries on your head.
Trust me.
Well,
Prime sponsor us though.
we say that.
Bring me in too.
We say that to say this. There's been more controversy online, popping off in the manosphere, universe. Pearl from the Pearly Things has come under fire of late. After she released a video of her interviewing known racist. Like Donnie's like, he says he's racist. He is. He says he is racist. He's confessed. He's about that life. And I didn't watch the whole interview. One, because the interview was like 3 hours long.
We ain't got time for that.
Two, Nick Fuentes is a bumberhole. And I was like, okay, that's the same Donnie that moved with Kanye West for a little bit as well. We know, you know how I feel about Kanye West. So let's keep that moving. Anyway, clips have surfaced because you know what they do. They clip things up.
Yeah, of course.
And
The baity stuff.
yeah, they chop things up. Pearl I watch Pearly things. I watch her content. Yeah. I do like her content. I believe there is a clear way for her in this manosphere, red pill space. And I feel like after you had Kevin Samuels and obviously Andrew Tate and his craziness and stuff like that.
He's back outside.
Who's back outside? Salute.
Yeah, he's home, isn't it?
Send him back inside.
Oh, you don't like him? What don't you like about him?
I don't like him. It's like the way he tries to make it out as if things are taken out of context. No, things aren't taken out of context because you mean what you mean.
Yeah. Well, we'll get onto him.
Pause.
So the clips came out, and she made herself look in a bad light. The light was on and popping because she's having a conversation with Nick Fuentes, and they're talking about he's a weird Donny. Like he's a weird Donny. Anyway, they're having a conversation. They're talking about, first of all, they're talking about time and black people and time. Okay. We know black people are late. We know.
I mean, speak for yourself.
We know they're late. But we have to also understand that she has a lot of guests who are panelists who are also black.
Yeah.
Her producer is black. Her cameraman is African, black. A lot of the people that support her show is black.
Right.
And then she's said, okay, I'll show you. I'll play what she said because I was just like, okay, Pearl, you let me down. But anyway, this is what she said.
You're gonna get yourself canceled. This sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was. Right. But they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people.
Right. So
she's talking about slavery.
She's talking about slavery being embellished.
Okay.
This is someone white. This is somebody grey.
I could have never told she was white by her voice. I was running to work out like, is she, you know?
Yeah,
is that the one that's always like defending men and saying that men deserve love and all this?
which is why I'm disappointed.
We don't want her no more.
Right. Okay. So obviously this is the argument now. First and foremost, Nick Fuentes being on her show, was that a good idea for her?
Well, funny you should say that.
Go for it.
Because there is an overall discussion going on.
Yeah.
ZZ Mills.
This guy's sharp, you know.
Sharp like a...
Sharp.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like a sword.
Okay, cool. Because you know what you're like. And you're drinking that Maggie, it's dangerous. If you are offered the chance to sit down and speak with a certain individual, the journalist that you are, do you agree to it and try and be as impartial as possible? Or do you, for the sake of yourself, your brand, just go like, you know what? I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, but I think about how much it's going to affect my pocket first.
Okay, but so then how much does your integrity cost?
Good question.
Integrity doesn't mean anything in this life anymore.
Okay. That's what society's saying. But you're you.
Listen, as long as I don't speak about a certain group of people and I'm getting paid, that's it.
All right, so Big Joe's like, all right, cool. Your time on the mic is up. All right.
What question you asking me?
Okay. I'm gonna give you okay. Let's call it for what it is. First of all, she's done for what she's done, and we're gonna review whether we let her back into the man kingdom.
Yeah,
so we're gonna review that.
This is a deep dive.
It's deep dive. Right now with ZZ Mills, I am very hot and cold with ZZ at times. I don't know, because sometimes I feel like she says things just because she can say it, and then she says things just to see what people will react to. And then sometimes I feel like she says it and then she's not thinking like, well, 10 steps ahead. How far would this go if I say it? And then what's going to come back to me? However, she interviewed Noel Clark, right? Mm-hmm. We have spoken in length, about Noel Clark and what he was allegedly, meant to have done.
Yeah.
on this pod before.
Yep.
Now, people are on her because they're saying, why are you giving this guy a platform and speaking to him? So she's like, well, when the Gayle Kings and the Louis Theroux and all of that of the world do interviews with certain individuals, you lot don't say, silent as a lamb. Wouldn't bust a great in a fruit fight.
Right.
But nice, I'm doing it, you feel like you got something to say. So they are saying, well, they're doing it on someone else's platform. You're interviewing this guy on your own personal platform. Yeah. Where are your morals? So I say all that to say this. Where do you stand? Just because if we, the Fast Food Podcast, are offered a chance to speak with R. Kelly, what do we do?
All right.
R. Kelly's a bit different though, isn't it?
Now I'm going for the highest of highs, man.
All right.
Like, what do we do?
I will say this. You have a platform, as you said.
Yeah.
She has a big platform. And she dedicates that platform to supporting men, right? I felt like this was a money grab. I felt like this was an opportunity to get heads in, viewership, numbers, blah, blah, blah. But what I noticed, especially from the clips, is you didn't do your due diligence to have other panelists on the show.
Some pushback.
So you could have had somebody of knowledge about slavery. You could have drawn for people from the UK. Yeah. You could have had anybody on there sitting with you and giving, as Drizzy just said, pushback on certain things. What looked crazy visually is two white people just keying. It looks nasty a little bit. Yeah. It looks a little bit like, raw, you kind of agree with him? Like, are you like what? And it didn't look healthy. Now, there's been plenty of shows. I've seen Oprah. I've seen Arsenio Hall. I've seen a lot of shows on TV where they've had white supremacists on the show. But in those shows, there's a lot of context. There's a lot of pushback.
But it's in front of a live audience as well. So there's people there that will get... Exactly.
People are getting checked.
Right.
I mean, I remember that big famous Arsenio Hall TV episode where he kicked off on the white supremacist, and he was like, he really put them on the spot, basically. So I believe when you have a platform, and as Drizzy just said, and you have a platform, you make the decision on who you have on there. I have no right to tell you, Jamie, is that a good idea? Yeah, sure. You do what you want to do, but you have to have a little bit of hindsight when you're having guests. You have to have you have to do your due diligence, because it's like, okay, even if she had done research before and and found out a little bit about the stuff that he pushes on and the radicalism that he brings to the table, then it would have been better, because then I would have been like, go on, Pearl, like, you're fighting for us. Because when I'm watching a lot of Pearl's content and she's talking about the manosphere stuff, she's fighting for us. She's actually putting people on the spot for the men, right? And I feel that, and I don't care that she's a white woman doing it. You need women standing up for us in this day and time. Wow. Because what's happened is, since Kevin Samuels has disappeared, there's been a clear gap for it, and there's no one repping it, really.
But then what's the difference? I thought Drizzy was gonna go there. There's a very clear difference.
Talk to me.
Drizzy, you wanna go?
No. Joe, I can't like when Joe cooks. I don't want to do all the cooking. Go ahead, Joe.
Cook.
It's pretty clear.
I don't like doing this, but especially because like I have relationships with people that have gone on her show and whatnot.
Right.
It's like before, like, even like whether we like it or not, she's entered a black space.
100%.
Like very and she's like in some ways, she say she used that as her getting.
Cool.
So
is it? Cool. Embellish.
And then when we have these conversations regarding the manosphere, the discourse is largely around ethnic people. Let's just say ethnic people.
Yeah.
You know, And
so you think she's using us?
It's not that she's using us. It's just that I feel like the people that are like championing her are letting the discourse be too around like our people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because because you're saying she entered us, she filled a gap.
Yeah.
But then the gap was for us.
Right.
The gap, because if you're saying she filled the gap in general, she didn't, because there's a lot of
MTR
of them podcasts of those podcasts for, you know, let's say
who's that other Donny King? What's his name? He's on her platform actually.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about. But like in terms of if she'd addressed it in a space for, let's say, white people, then that's different. But she's entered a different space, and it's like regardless or not, like we see it as like there's a level of not even respect, but just decency.
Yeah,
you need to kind of owe us and have when we invite you into our space, because everyone that's on her platform is essentially invited her into our space.
Right.
If she was dealing with like, let's say for example, Andrew Tate is more so on like, you could say he's they use the term incel Twitter and all that.
Yeah.
That's not to our community. When we look at it, we know who's, you know, over on themselves. I don't want to get into specifics.
No. We're right.
So it's like
you don't want to get KSI'd.
No, it's not even that. Like it's them crazy white people that aren't having sex because they're weirdos.
Yeah. Okay. You kept keeping it 100. Yeah. But all right. So
but like, I don't want to like take it too far from the point.
No, it's cool.
But it's like, but there's like, it's like the same thing with any person, like regardless of the community you enter. When you enter a community different from your own, and people in that community are championing you, there's a level of
etiquette,
and plus these are the same people that if they can build you up, they'll take you down.
Well, so leading on for that, it's clearly a large demographic of people, black people, have come for her neck. Clearly, like they've come out. Some of it personally, I don't agree with. One, because you know when you start to get successful and you've got a platform and you're doing bits, there's always those people that seem to wanna. Like I believe people couldn't wait to take her down.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask a quick question. If her content was like over on the other side, with them incels and them, do you think you would be talking about it right now?
I think she'd be as popular as she is now.
But
do you think? Would you be talking about her? Would you be checking for her if she's on the other side?
Because I know for a fact you don't give a damn about that, like them hillbilly type podcasts.
Oh no!
Talk about
of course.
But I'm saying if she's over there,
she's in the culture. All right, but she's in the culture. She represents. But then, all right. Let me ask this question: do you believe she's racist?
What, because of that little thing there?
Yeah.
How can you? No.
Right.
I'm
gonna just say what's on my brain. I think all of us are racist.
Okay, right. Okay.
I think all of us are racist.
All right. We're digressing.
No. You asked me a question. Do I think she's racist?
All right,
I'm answering your question because I said I think all of us are racist.
Why?
So yes, all of us have a little bit of. It doesn't necessarily mean to be the most extreme level of racist where you will see someone on the opposite side and be like, you have mad thoughts of violent thoughts, whatever.
Racism, though. I think what's the other one?
We all prejudge.
We all
bias. Yeah, but you have an unconscious biasness. But that is not too far away.
I feel like racism is when you're actively out to
harm
another race, religion, culture.
I don't know, because you could be racist verbally.
There's another one. There's you're not racist, but you're there's something else, but it's kind of in between racism
and
you don't. It's a bit like that, because look, I can be not racist, but I can hate people of certain colours when I'm annoyed or religious. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, hey, and I'll bring up the bad traits. Do you know what I mean? But I don't hate them. If we were chilling right here, like, bro, they could be my best friend. Like, you know what I mean? But at the right time, if it suits me, I'll find something nasty to say about it. But like, I haven't got a racist bone in my body, I believe. Like, you know what I mean? I grew up in a very multicultural, you know, the kind of ends we grew up in, very multicultural, all different races, religions and creeds. But I can still fight. If I want to be nasty, if I've got I had a bad experience with something, I can still think, you know what, these men, whatever, like, you know what I mean? But it's not coming from a racist place. It's like not even a bias. There's something I'm missing a word. I know people who are listening to this will be shouting it out.
No, I'm going to shout it out. There's a level of ignorance.
Ignorance,
right?
Is it ignorance I'm looking for? But yeah, it's definitely
there's a level of ignorance, because what I've noticed with a lot of white people, some white people, is because they live in a bubble or they live in a place where there's not a lot of black people around. And if we're talking on Pearly things, Pearl, she's come from a well-to-do family. She's not British. She's come to England. She's trying to make a name for herself. And she's built a platform on the manosphere situation. Now, as I said at the beginning of the conversation, I felt like she didn't do enough due diligence in production, because this is her platform. She should have had somebody in her camp. She
should be controlling the narrative. It's her platform.
Jay-Z said, I don't know why your advisors didn't forewarn you. Right? So if she had told her colleagues within her camp, Nick Fuentes is coming onto the show, I am more than positively sure that those colleagues would have said to her, I think you should approach it this way, or I think you shouldn't have him on your platform.
At all.
Right? Simple. So when these clips came up, Jay, Drizzy, Joe, Young Jay, I didn't even look at it like, Rod, what did she really say? What did she really say outside of the clip I played? What did she really say that was like, you need to get your head chopped off? Now, the fact of the matter is, you cannot downplay slavery. Damn. You can't downplay slavery.
100%.
You can. That is insensitive. That is malicious. It's very, very. What's the word? When you're at a job and you don't take it seriously, it's like, I don't know.
Naive, maybe?
It's very naive. And the fact of the matter is, she apologized. And when she apologized, she said she fucked up. She put her hands up. She said that she shagged. It wasn't the right way to do it. She's got people that's moved away from her, the Donnie from America, so basically she had MTR, he's got a massive platform on YouTube, and she had another guest from America on there. I don't know her name, has pulled away, but MTR has pulled away. He said directly he don't fuck with her no more. I believe he might be burning a bridge there.
So it was that bad that people are breaking relationships?
No.
Or are they trying to be on the right side of wokeness, trying not to get cancelled? Like a lot of people do right now, scare away from what they actually believe in to not get cancelled. Is that what people are doing?
That's what I believe, because let's go to I don't think she's racist. For you to be racist and have all those black people around you, you get found out, right?
Yeah. If you're racist, why would you keep black people around you? What the whole cast crew, everyone would be white.
It looks good visually.
Yeah.
It looks good visually.
But you're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna have any white person here that I feel is any type of way sneaky and just be cool with them talking on my mic. It's not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. So you've got all those people around her, and when I've looked into it, they've checked her. They've all gone to her and said, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That was a mad move. What should you have done? And I feel like people are just going to capitalize on the situation because you've got somebody you already don't like her. So it's like that's how I viewed it. You already don't like her, so you're just going to be like, all right, cool. Let's take her down right now. Because even when I watched it originally and I looked at it, I was angry and I was like, "Oh man, what the fuck was that? Fuck was that?"
Do you know what, bro? I'm not gonna lie, I ain't watched it. So I would hate to stand here and fight this girl's corner, or not fight her corner, when I'd be speaking from a place of complete, like, you know what I mean. So I don't want people to jump at me. But from what I'm hearing, if it was just a podcast and she brought some racist on, and that was the worst thing she got involved with, and she hasn't got a background of racism, this, that, the other, and she's got black crew members.
She's paying Donnies.
And paying them.
She's paying them.
To me, just hearing that, racism or racist is a very, very strong word to describe.
That's too hardcore.
I don't even think... I think that's just taking it out of context and yeah, it's been a bit hard. I think it's the woke brigade again, making something out of... Don't get me wrong, there's true racists out there and some people need to get called out, etc. But this one, from what I've heard, just in what we discussed, not going off the thing, it seems like they've kind of, over-exaggerated.
I think you need to make it clear that this is just off of what you've heard.
Yeah.
At this time...
That's what I've said.
On this day, on this year.
Yeah.
100%.
3rd
of April...
Yeah,
it's
whatever time it is right now.
The Fast Food Podcast.
Funny Jojo says that.
Yeah.
You're saying that like something else is coming, bro.
Because, we was talking about the other Donny before. We gave him enough promo as it is already. And we're saying about how hard it is to get to where you need to get to. And then sometimes either you hit the self-destruct button or something outside that's been clocking your movements like, whoa, they're moving too fast for us. We have to throw a little speed bump in there. So people were blowing up my phone because they're like, bro, have you seen what's happened to your brethren? In my head, I'm running through a whole bag of names. Like, what do you mean? They go, yo, your Hollywood brethren, if you see what happened with your Hollywood brethren. I'm like, what do you mean? Boom, I get the little article. MCU's next big bad villain and Creed star, Jonathan Majors.
He's your boy. He's
my boy. Yeah.
I remember when you was in the here when you was like,
that's my boy. Yeah. JM. So allegedly, he's been accused of
licking down his missus.
Right.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, it's bad.
I've seen.
I don't have.
It's bad.
I was not there. I wasn't the paint on the wall. I wasn't the rug on the floor. I wasn't the covers on the sofa. I was not there. I don't know what's going on. The report comes out, this is what's happened. He's been arrested. So I'm like, all right, damn. That's the first thing I said, damn. But then I'm like, I don't have all the information. So I'm just gonna sit back.
Yeah.
I see people on my WhatsApp status. The same ones that was like, oh my gosh, he could bring me from the back. He could do this, teabag me, all that stuff. Like that. All of a sudden, yeah, him there, typical black man, blah, 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 all that stuff. I thought, all right. Me now say nothing. Me a chill. 2-2s now. His lawyer comes out with the swiftness like, look, my client is innocent and we will prove it. He is innocent. I'm like, I don't have all the facts. I'm a chill. Now it comes out that he's the one who called 911 for the police to come around.
Yeah, I see that.
Now it comes out that his lawyer has shown texts between him and his girl where she is basically saying, I did not think this is what was going to happen when the police came round. And I said to them, this is what's happened. I don't know why you've been charged, etc., etc. Now, I've been told, I've seen a clip online where this guy was talking about how police move. I don't know if this is a universal thing, but in America, if you call 911,
they got an arrest for certain.
They come right. Yeah. So if you and your missus are chilling, your missus could have bruises from the gym. She could have done Pilates. She could have gone to the whatever.
Is that what you're doing?
What?
Is that what you're doing?
What do you mean?
Where those bruises from?
It could be from anywhere. No, I'm just saying, like, the police in America, if someone calls 911, you call 911, right?
Yeah.
The police come round. If they see bruises on your missus, they're arresting you there and then.
Yeah, by law, apparently that's...
It's like a
they don't ask any questions.
For certain crimes they got
and
to
then
take.
They take you go. Yeah. And then they'll ask, Jay-Z said, Squeeks first, ask questions last. It's one of them ones.
Right.
But my thing, I say all that to say this, so apparently where we're at now is, it's looking like the people who are quick to disown man and say, yeah, and all black men are like this and they can't have nothing nice because as soon as they get something nice, they mess it up and da-da-da. Now it's like, well, you didn't have the facts then. It seems like the facts are coming out and more facts coming out. It's like, well, was he actually in the wrong? Did he do anything bad? What do we do?
The Texans don't look good.
Since when did
No,
it
but
become
I'm
a
just
race
saying.
thing, though? Like, was it, I didn't think it was anything to do with race. Maybe I missed the point of that story, but I thought it was just he actually was a kind of wife beater. I thought that was the thing.
But you know when Heights said, when people... Allegedly. But you know when Heights said, like, people are kind of almost there waiting for you to...
slip up so they can...
Now, all of a sudden, these little cockroaches start coming out on Twitter. Oh, yeah, well, when I used to go to university with him, he used to do this, and he used to do that, and da-da-da. And I'm like, raw, you lot was just chilling. Now you can't see those tweets anymore. They're gone.
Text reads, please let me know you're okay when you get this. They assured me that you won't be charged. They said that they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight. I'm so angry that they did that. And I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault and trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of hospital. Just call me when you're out.
Hospital?
Why is
she? She's
why is she in the hospital?
Yeah, she's got some mental health issues, right?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I read something in an article that she does.
Reported as well. Yeah.
No, but it says that in the article.
We're going by the reports.
I can't understand why the lawyer put out the text like that.
Bro, because it does look a little bit like a confession that someone gave it a nudge to... Yeah.
All right.
I don't know the brother, innit? But it sounds a bit mad.
This is what I see. This is not the first time this has happened.
What he's done? What?
This is not the first fight they've had.
Yeah, they've definitely had fights before, but it's like you could tell that the fact that he called police, she's allegedly
You just punched her up then call feds, innit? Quick.
She's probably done the mad thing to him.
It's easy.
No, I think she's done something mad to him.
Okay. But okay.
Yeah, but when are you calling police on your missus?
Yeah,
that's mad. That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
that's crazy.
But equal rights and that, in a situation when the woman's abusing the man, you know, you would expect, you know, the girls would call the police on us if we were abusing them.
Right.
So yeah, you can do the
but that's mad.
It's a bit mad, isn't it? He's a big dude too, right? To call feds. Wouldn't you just leave?
I'm not leaning either way.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a relationship where two people clearly fight
a
lot.
Yeah.
Right? This is not a new relationship.
Yeah.
He's been with her. Something's happened.
Yeah.
Something's gone down.
Yeah.
Why is there marks on her?
Yeah.
And when I'm hearing like, I didn't mean for it to get this way, sounds a little bit like I'm trying to...
Yeah, backtrack a little.
I'm trying to...
What happened is she was trying to look at his phone, yeah? Let's say, I know exactly what happened. So she was trying to look at his phone, yeah? Because he had bare things, message him up. Now he's A-class and that.
Yeah.
So basically, she tried to grab his phone. He pushed her away. She got a little bit mad. She tried to start slapping him. He gave her 1 or 2 thumps, tried to strangle her. And I thought, you know what? Shit, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Let me call the feds now because it would look better if I call the police.
Right.
Called the police. They took him away. And then now she's realised that she is never going to get a man that nice and that much money with that kind of status. And she's getting scared. So she don't want to lose him. She's realised she's fucked up. She's typing all these messages to make it look as good as possible and make everyone happy. Yeah? Is that sounding...
Wait, Drizzy, let me ask you a question.
Is that how it happened? I feel like that's how it happened.
All right. Wait. Hold on, Joe. Wait.
I'm away off
forget
mark.
no.
Is that how
Don't
it
forget
happened?
but
And it's not their first rodeo. It's not their first rodeo.
Here's the thing, though.
They've done that a few times.
Where is the accountability for when the story is not how it was presented?
What do you mean?
So if a woman says a guy has hit her, he's done this, that, and that to her, the guy gets arrested, he loses time of his life because he's been sent to jail for that.
Yeah.
And then it comes out that years later, she's lied and made up these things because he didn't give her the type of attention that she wanted.
Yeah, but we know there's no balance.
Right, but what I'm saying is, when is there going to start to be, because we're meant to take accountability for all our shit.
Yeah.
When are those type of women going to take accountability, and when is there going to be repercussions for what they've done to an innocent man? That's the question I'm asking.
The answer I would give to that is when finally a motherfucker gets arrested and put in jail.
But so until then, it's not
until
happening.
then, it's
enough.
peak.
Yeah.
If you're the man, it's peak. And the thing about it is as well, right? If anyone has been in any relationship where there's ups and downs in there's techie situations, right? So without me elaborating and embellishing, there's always techie relationship stuff.
Yeah.
He's going through.
So wait, Mugs, how much does the bag have to be for you to stay?
Boy, what if the missus is earning a lot of peas and she's attacking you? Do you know what? I also, like with my last thing, I want to backtrack a little bit. Yeah, not backtrack, but I want to put a little bit more care into it because domestic violence is real, and if she is suffering abuse and he is an abuser, or vice versa, it's a serious thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I'm coming from the mindset of
how it could have happened.
And probably did in my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Probably didn't, to tell the truth. That's my disclaimer. But at the same time, I just want people to know before I get cancelled. You know what I mean?
No, we're not endorsing nothing.
No.
Regardless of whether it's a brother or a sister doing it, we're not endorsing that. We're just saying that it seems a little
100%.
how someone can be scorching hot and then something happens and then because we got to support each other, man, are so quick to just dash someone to the side without having all the facts.
I just realised we were coming from an angle. It seemed like we was coming from an angle. It's better manner, innit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. We're not downplaying. No. We don't play this. I don't fuck around with domestic, bro.
Do you know what I mean?
But
No, sir.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Like what we fail to understand, or we're not saying, is that we know when there's two people in a relationship and it's toxic or it's tumultuous.
Things go down.
Things can happen,
and it probably is. So literally 50, half of one. Yeah. Half a dozen, you know that saying. It's probably both of them doing a bit of mad. Do you know once you cross that line in a relationship when someone hits someone?
Rihanna, Chris Brown.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you stay with that person, the first time it happens, perhaps it's a mad shock. And you've got a crossroads there. You either leave them or you stay with them. But understand that if you stayed with them and you're the one who's received that abuse, it's the next time it happens, it's not going to be as wild, and then it will become normality. And if it's going both ways, which a lot of relationships do, I know I've got friends that like, I won't go too deep into it, but like it goes both ways, or has went both ways.
Yeah.
And there's just relationships that go like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it is right because it's not right. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it just seems like, as I say, in this situation, they probably got into a fight. They probably both done a little bit of a madness. He got arrested, maybe rightfully so, because he's probably a lot bigger than her or whatever, and he probably was seen to be the aggressor.
Plus, it makes for good. If they arrest her and not him, that story's never making it.
Exactly.
But you arrest a black,
predominantly
famous rising star actor, that makes great for clip.
Drizzy, I don't believe his colour's got anything to do with this.
No, what colour's the missus? His missus?
White.
She's white? Okay.
Raw.
All right, cool. So that is then going to add an element of racism.
Is she white?
I thought she was.
Or what, you just randomly put, She is?
If she's white, then I can understand. Remember I said I don't know how race come into it, but now it makes sense because there is a lot of people who will be upset
again,
of them
but this is why I'm laughing, and then my argument is this. My argument is this. He is one of the biggest stars on the planet right now. He's one of the biggest. It's money. This is money. This is, okay, cool. Let's de-escalate this thing as quickly as possible. Lawyer up. Get this whole thing cleaned up because we've got two movies coming out with that you're in it.
Don't have to cancel it and lose a lot of money.
There's peas involved in this next movie that's coming out. You're on Creed. You're on Ant-Man.
Or
it's a madness.
Or he could just be innocent.
There is that too.
Fast Food Podcast. Fast Food Podcast, you ain't got a mic. Intermission period 1. This record of the week goes out. I want to salute Squeeks featuring on Ads and Joe Black, who we've had on the show. Big him up. Jeez. This record is called Cold Winter. Salute to the man then. Let's go.
You are now listening to the Fast Food Podcast.
Andrew Tate's outside. Are we happy? We sad?
I'm happy. I'm happy.
We good to that?
I'm happy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? How you feel? Yeah.
I mean, like
I think for real. And on a big platform. I think he done a lot for men. Some of them with their self-esteem, put things into place for them that they can work out why certain things were happening.
Yeah.
To them and yeah, man. I think it's good. I'm not saying I'm a diehard fan.
No.
But everyone, and again, it's going to go back to that racist person getting a platform. But people need a platform, right?
Yep.
Or sorry, everyone should be
able to
given the right freedom of speech to a platform to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't think what he was saying was too bad.
I don't
know. He's got some allegations out against him, right? And he went jail.
Yeah.
He's out.
Allegedly.
So I don't want to speak too allegedly.
Yeah.
But I think he done a lot more for the community than he took away. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like it's weird because when you're a man, and because all of the pushback is from women. All the pushback on I don't like Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced Adoni say that to me yet.
Yeah.
I've heard some of the things he says.
He's wild with it.
Yeah.
He hasn't got a filter.
No.
He doesn't in between what he's saying. He says it with his chest. But what comes out of his mouth makes sense. I ain't listened to him.
Yeah, gone down. That's
think,
mad.
hang on, bro. You're not making sense at least.
Yeah. He's
whatever he's getting to, kind of. I'm like, it kind of resonates.
What I kind of was upset with him about was he was a little bit too braggadocious in terms of
when he started talking about poor people and this and that.
And this is what, and in back to even Pearl's situation, I feel like sometimes your ego, when you get so big, can take over your original intent. So it's like you become larger than life, and now you feel like you're untouchable. Imagine you being 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
You've been shot 9 times. Who can kill you now?
Yeah. But hear this, what you got to remember is, going back to all this cancel culture that we've been speaking about, and how quickly you can be cancelled for having an alternative view or something that doesn't run with the narrative, yeah? This brother bust case when it comes to that. They tried to cancel him, bro.
Yeah.
They couldn't cancel him.
Yeah. He's on house arrest right now, right?
They sent him to jail instead, bro.
Yeah, it's peak.
Do you see what happened there?
Yeah, it's peak.
They tried to cancel the brother.
Yeah.
They couldn't cancel him. He kept saying what he was doing and had a in fact, that probably elevated him.
Yeah.
Because like we said earlier, no such thing as bad press. In fact, it's going to put you on a platform you probably were never on before.
I want to know what he's going to say. I want to know what
it's going to be mad.
This is what James is saying, because now that platform, people cannot wait for the exclusive Andrew
But
Tate
you know what?
interview.
I listen to this, conspiracy theorists coming at me now. But there's only one thing after that. They tried to cancel him.
You're one of them.
I love it. Do you know what I was listening to on the way up here? You probably think I was listening to some like cultural podcast and that. Nah, bro. I was listening to Weaponized, the Alien podcast, bro. About cows being chopped up and all that. Bro, I like all that kind of stuff. But again, what I'm going to say now isn't too conspiratorial.
Yeah, but cows get chopped up all the time, man.
Yeah. Let me put some context on that.
Man made curry goat,
As in... Curry goat.
Yeah, curry
Man
goat.
said cows get chopped up all the time. Man makes curry goat. You seen the mistake there?
Curry cow.
Curry cow. There we go. No. But
How did we get there?
But no. Do you know when they're mutilated? Cow mutilations, cattle mutilations.
What, they chop off their wood?
They cut out their bum, the bumhole.
Oh,
Don't touch me, bro.
No, but basically,
stay over there.
So
stay over there. Stay over there.
So listen. I'm hearing it at the same time.
Stay over there. Yo.
So basically, I learned that half an hour ago. So it's not something I knew for time. And but basically, no, cow and livestock mutilations. And basically, Weaponized is a podcast that is about UFOs, extraterrestrials,
right,
this kind of stuff. And it's just something that I like.
They're coming outside, aren't they?
Bro, I like to wonder.
Yeah,
I like to. I'm not narrow-minded, so I'm open. So I like to listen to all different things. But anyway, conspiratorial stuff.
Shout out to the Oxtail.
So, yeah, trust me. So basically, look, they tried to cancel him, sent him to jail. Unless they're going to send him back to jail.
Well,
what's the next step, bro?
Yeah, I know.
Finish him. Fatality.
You know? There's only 3 ways. Because they're not going to let a man that they can't control, with a narrative that they are not happy with that much support, have that platform.
The question is,
he's going to crash his Bugatti?
Do you think he's going to change the way that he comes across or he talks now since he's been in jail? Do you think there's going to be a change in his narrative, or there's going to be a change?
It could go one or two ways.
Even
maybe.
when he came out straight away, he's talking about like it's Ramadan right now. And he's supposedly a Muslim. Right?
Yeah.
He comes out of jail straight away. First thing he's doing is he's listening to secular music, which is by the Quran, it is actually haram.
Yeah, but there's Muslims that are
he's
devout.
also smoking a cigar as well.
Yeah,
and he's taking a shot of brown liquor.
Yeah. It's tricky. It is tricky.
He's just got outside. You know
what I mean? He's
probably lashed a couple things as well. He's had a couple of
line up.
Line them up.
Yeah,
line them right up.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. Jamie Sonuga from Officially Gassed. He's in the building.
Come on.
I want to talk to you about a few things, bro.
Yeah, please do, man.
Let the people know how... Because forget that I know you.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
So, Northwest London, originally. More inner when I was younger, but moved out to Harrow and basically spent my childhood up to adulthood in Harrow, Northwest London, Rainers Lane, to be precise. So...
and what got you into cars?
Do you know what? I knew you was going to ask me this, innit? So I had a think back, and I don't know. Do you know, like sometimes you might, I don't know, for instance, your dad might take you to a car show and you didn't really want to go to the car show, or you had no say in it, and it was from that time forward you liked cars. But there was no point that I could go back to pinpoint why I liked cars.
Because that never shone true when I knew you as a kid.
Okay, that's interesting.
I never, because you was always coming into the studio with us to listen to music.
Yeah,
so obviously, and we have such our age difference is quite large. So obviously, we're not going to be in the same circles.
Yeah, of course, bro.
So why I'm asking you that is where did you pick that up from?
Okay, cool. So one of the only places I can really think back to was, I think at Christmas, I might have been around the ages of 8, 7 maybe. I received a couple of books or a few books of cars. It's mad now because receiving books as Christmas presents is so far-fetched now. You don't like, for a young kid to even want to, look into a book. But I remember receiving some books, one of which was the Encyclopedia of Cars. And at the time, that's all your supercars. It's everything from your American muscle cars to your supercars to even your everyday runarounds at the time, a Vauxhall Astra, your Ford Fiestas or whatever the hell. And I remember looking through that book and just kind of, I've always been like that kind of person that is like, all right, cool, so when I get my first car, I'm going to have, for instance, this Ford Fiesta, and it had all the car's stats, like 0 to 60, and I might do 0 to 60 in 10 seconds, but, me naively thinking, 5 years I have my license and getting a sick job, I'll probably have the Ferrari. So I'll be doing 0 to 60 back then, Ferrari, 0 to 60 was like
this is what's going on in your mind.
Yeah, but you daydream as a kid, didn't it? You daydream, you play out things that just so unrealistic, but you dream, you just, and that's what I used to do. I used to look into these books, and I used to read, and I studied the books, and on top of that, then it become a thing like good friends who live very close, like we'd be outside playing. That's a thing that young kids don't do anymore, isn't it? Like outside playing. Yeah. And
it's a myth.
Yeah, trust me. And I remember playing a game of who can name the car and model, like quickest as the car's driving down the road. Like you see a car, that's a Renault Megane, or that's a you know what I mean? And that kind of made us kind of push to know all the cars and this is so silly. Again, when you're young, or when I was young, we used to live on a crescent, right? Yeah. So I used to live in a block of flats, but there was a crescent that kind of ran behind the back, and we didn't really play far from the crescent. So anytime like a crazy car or like a Porsche or a Ferrari or something, like, bro, if that come like onto the road, which is so unheard of, because financing cars left, right and centre wasn't really a thing 20, 30 years ago or whatever, so when it would come on, it was all the more special. And I remember doing something so stupid when I was young, bro. I must have been about 9. And I saw a Ferrari. A Ferrari had pulled up outside the shops. Bro, I got down and I kissed it. I kissed the Ferrari to say I've kissed. I wanted that connection. And I look back on it and think, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah. Because I used to kiss catalogs with the women in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I done that too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I done that too. Don't get me wrong. I didn't
respect
neglect
it,
that. Yeah. Come on, the bras and all that.
Bras. You know Littlewood's catalogue.
Oh yeah.
Remember Littlewood's catalogue, bro?
And it always used to be in the toilet too.
Yeah.
Bro, don't touch me when you say I used to kiss women in catalogs and it was called Littlewoods. Don't do that.
I missed that one, didn't it?
Don't do that.
That was perfect.
Don't do that. Please, I beg.
Sorry to interject, Jay.
No,
Sorry,
it's fine. But yeah, man, growing up from then, I went through different stages of it become anything motorized, and I do remember like going back to car meets and things like that. I do remember something I hold dearly to my heart. My mum actually took me to my first car meet. It wasn't her idea, but she was all for it. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like 10. Yeah. Like my mum and dad split up when I was young. My dad was still about.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this earlier too. Like, my dad was about, but I had such a good relationship, or I'd grown up around my mum. I only felt comfortable around my mum. So when dad come around, it was an event. It was, I'll try and be as good as I could. Do you know what I mean? So as opposed to ask my dad, because I was so comfy with my mum, I said, Mum, can we go? Like, you know what I mean? She took me. And we had a great time. And I remember we like, at the time, so do you remember the Mercedes A-Class?
Mercedes A-Class.
They're a bit like a smart car shape.
What year?
Do you remember the first one? The Mercedes A-Class?
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
You know what a Mercedes A-Class is?
Yeah,
I know it changed completely now, but people who are caries or car nuts or whatever will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But when the first Mercedes A-Class come out, and in fact, the first Ford Focus. You remember the Ford Focus?
I had a Ford Fiesta.
So we're talking 1998.
Yes, okay.
We're talking 1998. So I would have been 10. Right. So I'm 34 now. Right. So basically, that's the timeline. And I went there, and I remember sitting in the new Ford Focus, and I was just loving it. I was like, I can't believe we're sitting in all these cars. And I remember there was a Lotus stand. And the guys there's a lot of cars like Aston Martin. And I was a massive fan of Aston Martin at the time. There's a lot of cars that you couldn't get close to. They were roped off and things like that. But the guys at Lotus allowed me to sit in one of the cars. I was like, oh my God. It just blew my mind. And I feel from there, that was definitely one of the sparks that ignited the love for cars. And then it was remote control cars and things like that. And as I said, I had a good amount of friends on the roads there. And, you know, we would get remote control cars. The next one would get a better one and a faster one. And we moved on to petrol remote control cars. And from there went to petrol scooters, and then it was onto mopeds, and then kind of it just blossomed from there. Jesus. So, but honestly, like throughout, from as long as I can remember, cars have always, or things that are motorized have always, not to mention when I left school, I went into an apprenticeship straight out of school into HGV mechanics.
Right, that's right. Because you started your job as a mechanic.
That's right. Yeah.
So as a mechanic now, you're working on different cars,
trucks. I'm HGV mechanic.
You're working on trucks.
I was a diesel mechanic. Yeah, I was a diesel mechanic. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what's bigger engines?
Different diesels.
Right.
Diesels,
okay. Cool.
As
so
opposed to petrol.
So from there, when you're working on these, are you thinking, okay, cool, what's leading on to cars? What's leading on to? Okay, cool. I want to start looking at.
All right, cool. So I'll tell you, like, one of the things that made me get into the modified cars, right? So at the age of I would have been about 15 at the time, before I had went into my apprenticeship. And getting to the age now where some of the elders that would kind of entertain you as an associate might be 17, 18. So they're into cars now.
Yeah.
And I remember there's a petrol station across the road from my house, right? And I remember chilling with my boys who were of a similar age, and then seeing the olders, they all pull up in their modified Novas and Vauxhall Corsas and things like that. And they're all like bubbling. It might be quite late, like 10 o'clock now, and more time I'm kind of gonna go home, whatever.
Yeah.
Them man are all hype, blazing their music, bass boxes in the back. Yeah. And they're like, we're going to a car meet. You know what I mean? And they're all hyped, and there's a few of them, they zing off and everybody's ragging it, and we're just sitting there like, rah. That's sick.
It's a world, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's a world. So I'm like, bro, when we get to that age, it will be sick. And a couple of times they let us ride along. So that was sick. Going to car meets, like Ace Caf. Like, if you're from Northwest London.
I used to go there a lot.
Bro, that's what I was brought up on. Like, Ace Caf.
Bro, what was you doing there, bro?
Bro, but those car meets, bro.
Bro, and they used to get crazy back in the day.
There was big, were actual events, man.
What was a car meet that used to happen in Alberton?
Ace Caff's the closest to
Is
Alpha.
that the one? They used to race up and down on the bridge, under the bridge.
Yeah, Ace Caff, Stonebridge. Stonebridge.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was talking to James.
But that's massive, and it's still a thing. It's not as big now because they put loads of they've tried as much as possible to stop cars speeding outside and doing a madness because the CAF needs to operate. Forced, but it's been threatened with being shut down many times. Cool. So no, shout out to them. But some of my earliest memories of car meets were at Ace CAF and them getting crazy and just being there, seeing the madness that cars can do. But it kind of skipped going straight to cars. I went to mopeds first because there was also olders in the ends busting wheelies on mopeds, and we was like, shit. As soon as we're 16, we can get a moped, we can't get a car. So that was just the step. Of course, so we went through that step, and I guess that is a little bit of why I started, or why I got involved with modifications, because it would be like tuning your moped. I know that sounds a bit mad, but like we'd get bore kits. So they were 50cc, we'd bore them out to 70s. Exhausts, like I think instead of ECUs on those, I think they had things called CDIs, and you can get them chipped and things like that, take the restrictors out. All these little things, you just go fast, innit? And then it's about speed.
So let me ask you this. I'm not a car Donny.
Yeah.
I know about getting in my car, turning on the engine, and getting from A to B.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're talking about modification, you're talking about the engine and tweaking. And
yeah, for sure.
Where do you even start buying this stuff?
Oh, there's so many different angles you can come from, because, and this is the thing, when it comes to modifications, if you're talking about cars is a massive umbrella. There's so many different niches within it. So modification, because you got people who are stance kind of guys.
What the hell is that?
Stance is kind of what it sounds like. They prefer their car to be stanced in a certain way and look a certain way. A bit like your Max Power. You remember Max Power?
Right.
For instance, body kits. It's not so much big body kits nowadays, but for instance, they might care more so about the wheels. They might get air suspension, lower it down, the paintwork, the interior, make sure everything's 10-10. Don't really care about speed, right? So modifications, I mean, is a vast kind of word to you. But anyway, in my game, more so.
I don't know shit.
Don't get me wrong. And there's people who like their car to look nice and go fast. There's people who just like their car to go fast. Most people are a little bit of a mix of both, right? And I am too. But if we're talking about speed, like where would be the first place to start to make your car go faster? I mean, generally, most cars nowadays are turboed in some way, shape or form. It's quite rare nowadays.
What new cars?
Yeah. I would say last 10 years or so, it's just a very efficient way of getting power out of a smaller engine is to turbo it. So a lot of newer cars are turboed. There's a lot of cars that are still naturally aspirated, meaning there's no turbo, no supercharger or anything like that. But they're harder to get power out of easy. So let's just go on a turbo car. So most turbo cars are made, or most cars, stock production cars, are made to meet emission laws and a vast amount of... what's the word of different owners, if that makes sense too, and to be able to run in very hot conditions in hot countries, cold conditions in cold. So basically, it's got to be a jack of all trades, and sometimes by doing that and trying to make the car be able to do all of that, it can limit the power output of the cars and emissions, especially. Like you know what I mean. So one thing you can do straight away is an ECU remap, which basically would be for a lot of people or a lot of tuners or a lot of kind of ECU remap places is simply through the OBD port, which is the onboard diagnostics port.
Oh shit, what's that?
Yeah, so basically, if you imagine your computer, your entry to your car's computer.
Yep.
Yeah, so you'd have a plug and you could plug into your car.
Right.
So you go there, you download a file off the car. Maybe
that's the shit they do when you take it to get serviced and that.
They would do that perhaps to look at fault codes.
Right.
And to see
so
if something...
That's a different thing.
But they would use the same socket.
Okay.
Yeah, but they wouldn't...
Same hole, just different.
Yeah, same hole.
Whoa.
Same hole. You can't get it wrong.
Yeah. Whoa, man. Jesus Christ. Okay.
So, the easiest way to extract power out of any car, any turbo car, supercharged car, or diesels are great too.
Right.
Petrol or diesel, because they both can be supercharged or turboed, is for a stage 1 ECU remap, which generally costs about between £300 to about £1,000, depending. And that I would suggest to anyone with a turbo car to go and do it, because what they're going to do, unbelievably, and this ain't me chatting waff, this is me being in the game and fully knowing.
Bro, we don't know shit.
Yeah. They're going to extract more power out of your car. Generally, depending, I would probably say 30 to 50 brake horsepower, generally on most cars. It can be 20 to 70 brake horsepower. It depends, right? But what you're going to find also is your fuel economy is also going to get better, which sounds crazy.
Because I was going to ask you that. Isn't that tearing your petrol or your diesel? It's not tearing it
not
up.
on a stage one generally.
Right.
Generally, because remember me telling you it has to meet this, it has to meet that.
Right.
They just fuck all that off, bro.
Okay.
And they just aim it for performance and economy, which sounds mad together to use both of those words. Where you start to lose economy is when you go further than that, because now you're trying to focus on all-out speed. The rest don't really matter. So now they'll be dumping a ton more fuel into your cylinders to get that more efficient burn, up the PSI, the turbo, etc., and that's when you start to lose fuel economy. But a general kind of rule would be a stage one, best bang for buck modification wise. You're always going to see the best returns of a stage one ECU remap, which I would suggest anyone to do, even yourselves if you've got turbo cars.
So out of everything you just said there, I think I'll speak on behalf of everybody. Yeah. My next question would be, when you're playing Mario Kart, which is your favorite character?
Mario Kart. Do you know what? For me, it's got to be Mario. Come on, man. I'm not no Luigi, Don. I'm trying to run the show, bro.
I think I was always Toad.
Toad? Really?
Yeah, Toad is a Donny.
Yeah, he was a G. He was quite quick, innit? And agile, innit?
Shelling.
You got to be.
You double tap that R, you get that little skid action and get a little extra little boost.
You might have shown your age now.
Bro,
was it on
Mario
N64? Yeah,
come on.
Bruv,
that was the first 4-player one, didn't it?
All of them, bro. Mario Kart would never
Mario Kart's
die,
still
bro.
a vibe, man.
All right. So what about because cars are almost like, especially in movies, cars have a personality. They're like cities. You know, a movie, when it's in New York is almost like a character in a film, right? So in regards to cars, what, we've had some sick, from Knight Rider, we've had things, Fast and Furious, the Italian Job, it goes on and on, the DeLorean and Back to the Future, in your mind, if you could pick one car from a movie to have in your garage, whether you drive it or not is up to you, but one car from a movie that you can have in your garage right now, what car would it be?
Do that to me. No one's ever asked me that question,
bro. This is why I'm here.
This is Fast Food Podcast.
that's a really
this is why I'm here, bro.
We in the building.
That's mad. And you know what? I don't think I've ever thought amazingly deep about that one, but I know that my car kind of cultured people will definitely be upset if I don't refer to a movie called The Fast and Furious, which I'm pretty sure you guys know, which put a lot of car modifications on the map, kind of put car on all the modified scene,
especially the first 1 and 2 and 3. The first
Tokyo Drift, man. It's Tokyo Drift.
But that's number 3. That's number 3.
Yeah, but
so
all
Tokyo
3,
Drift is number 3. Yeah,
all 3.
That put drifting on the map.
Yeah, drifting was crazy in that.
Yeah.
In Luda's one, they was modifying the cars crazy.
There you go.
It was that little button, it's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, let him think about it. He's calm, man.
Listen, there's in our scene, there's someone we hold in high regard from those movies, and you guys probably know Paul Walker, right?
Yeah. Rest in
Rest in peace. So he was massive.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of people were brought up off Fast and Furious, and it was the
entry point.
Yeah, the entry point into the modified car scene. So right now, basically, a Nissan R34 GTR is a 1999 to about a 2003, 2004, excuse me if I'm wrong saying that, model of Nissan. It's a Nissan Skyline, GTR. There is newer models now, the R35. I don't know if you've seen it running around, but anyway, well, Paul Walker had one of those, a Bayside blue, one of those, so it's like a light blue one.
Was that in the first one or the second one?
That was in the first one. No, it's in the second one.
Miami
It's in the second one. So do you know when he was racing and he was...
Don't movie quiz. Bring me to movie quiz, bro. We're
So
that was fire.
I think because right now, culturally, within the car scene, that car, not even Paul Walker's car, is held at such a high regard. And I've driven many of them.
Yeah.
I feel blessed to say that because not a lot of people have, and they've went up in price. So, like 200 bags. In and around, or
200 bags.
Yeah, you could probably get into one for about 120 now, but you're going to be paying. And the crazy thing is, it's a car scene dream, but the people who've got the money to afford them don't really drive them. They just put them in the garage and they don't drive them.
Park it up.
Yeah. So going back to it, I think because of what it has culturally and what it means to the scene right now, and because who he was, and this is just me kind of just speaking off the cuff right now, hopefully not missing another one, I would definitely say Paul Walker's R34 GTR. But also there's a Mitsubishi Evo 7, I think it is, from... Fast and Furious. Might have been Fast and Furious 2. There's also Bad Boy, a green one. I might be...
Yeah. I think
the decals going down
Tyrese was driving that one.
You know when they had to get to the compound first and break into the Ferrari to get the money out and they would drive. But yeah. No, good question. I like that. I'm going to go home and think about it.
Okay.
Thank you, Curtis.
So, fast forward. Grown up, looking at cars, looking at the bigger boys rolling in the cars. Now you're of age. You're a mechanic. You've done your apprenticeship. You're quite well versed, and I've just been in awe of just listening to you talk about these things that I don't know shit about.
But you know when you're passionate, it's just...
And it's a beautiful thing to hear, right?
Thank you.
What is your motivation behind starting a YouTube channel?
Passion. Simple as that. Like, honestly, passion. I never... thought I could be a YouTuber. It never even crossed my mind. I just wasn't... I like watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But I didn't... Like, bro, I'm a mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, I left school with not a lot of qualifications.
Yeah.
Not because I was stupid, because I thought I was too cool for my own good. And I prefer to be out doing madness than not be in school.
But you learned a trade.
I learned a trade. And within that trade, I tried to excel. And maybe I'm blowing my own trumpet, but I thought I was good at what I do. I'd made some good achievements within it.
Clearly, from what I've seen, looks like.
I mean, I can talk the talk, but I mean, when it comes to cars and like actually being on the spanners on cars, I can't say that's what I have been. Apart from working on my own cars, I haven't massively done it. But trucks and everything like that, and the steps I've taken, I did work for London Fire Brigade as a mobile mechanic for quite a while.
Okay,
for many years, in fact. You know, and I would put them at the forefront of the HGV. Kind of mechanics in the UK. You'd hope so anyway. But anyway, what was I even saying?
YouTube, the reason why
I forgot what I said.
First of all, we don't blow trumpets. Pause. but
I was picking myself up so much.
Why I'm asking about your YouTube channel, because the shit is just blown up, bro.
Okay, cool. All right. Now I remember what I was saying. So basically, coming from that background, and then thinking about getting into the digital media side of things, bro, I didn't know how to edit. I don't know how to film. I don't know how to use a camera. Like, you know what I mean? I can use my phone camera. That's about it. But I love cars, right? And basically, how it all happened is I bumped into another YouTuber about 5.5 years ago. And it was at New Year's Eve. I still remember it. And I had a car at this time. I had a Mercedes A45 AMG, and I loved it. I was at an AMG meet, and we was actually in AMG in Slough or somewhere like that. I can't remember. But anyway, bumped into this YouTuber, got speaking. He decided that it would be cool to do a feature on my car, and we met up. We done a feature on my car, and I loved the process. I thought this is so cool. I just like being a part of the creativeness.
Yeah.
I've always been quite creative with you guys, always being around, creating music, doing this. I don't know if you remember back in the day, I was an MC too, back in the day. I think we all are. Mixed race boys, like when you're young, you got to be spitting some bars.
Oh, light skin boys.
You know what I mean?
You know the vibe, light skin bodies.
You know. So, yeah, man, it was just one of those things. And getting back into that creative space and seeing the process, I enjoyed it. But I still didn't think I could do it, if that makes sense. And then after the video went live, bearing in mind that, 5 years ago, me being on YouTube, it's the first time I'm being seen and heard by anyone more than 10 people in a room. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever. So I'm thinking, are these guys going to think I'm a dickhead? Is there girls going to be watching? Do I need to put on a bit of a front? Who's like? Is there going to be bad man watching?
Do your performance?
So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to be me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've got all these things in the back of my head. So I'm waiting till this video comes out, and when it comes out, I'm waiting for the bad comments or the good comments or whatever. And from what I saw, I didn't see a lot of bad comments at all. It seemed to be fairly positive, and generally it was kept to the subject. Like, this guy's passionate about his car, and that's how it should be, right? So that was quite confidence inspiring. And then I want to say, I might be just imagining this, but maybe a comment said something like, this guy should start his own YouTube channel. I might be chatting absolute rubbish.
Okay.
However, I got into a conversation with the creator.
That's how.
Maybe I'm just making it up for like a bit of, you know what I mean? But I feel like it might happen. I had a conversation after with the creator, and he was like, "You should start a channel." And I was like, "Bro, I have no clue what to do." He's like, "All right, cool. Well, buy this GoPro, buy this camera, and give it a try." And I thought,
"Yeah,
what have I got to lose?" I thought, "What have I honestly got to?" I had this conversation with myself. I said, "Look," and I think this goes for everyone. If you're thinking about doing something, think about this. Look, if you buy the camera and you can't fucking film, or your filming comes out shit. And you really at that point think, I can't do it. Sell the fucking camera on eBay. In fact, buy the camera on eBay, save some money, and then sell it on eBay, right? Get your money back. But if it gets past that point, you make it to the editing point, and you've done a good edit, or a bad edit. If you've done a bad edit and you think you can't do it, same way, get rid of it. But if your edit's good enough and you're ready to put it out, and you put it out, and you get bad feedback, and you don't want to do it no more, you let that deter you, which I don't think you should, delete the channel, sell your cameras, and at least you had a go.
Nothing to lose.
What's the thing? They say you miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah.
If you don't try, you don't know. Exactly. It could change your life. And that's literally what happened to me. But with YouTube, when it comes to like making content, the thing that really pushed me was when I dropped my first video. And although it didn't get a lot of views, it was, again, the creative process. Me, who don't know nothing about making a video, has went out from start to finish, made this video and published it. And then to see that it got positive feedback, not a lot of views, let's say, but still a sizable, maybe 4,000 views or something within like a month. And I'm like, that's 4,000 people have watched my video. And I remember a few people reached out to me after and basically said that, it helped them in a few ways because I had touched on certain subjects. And that was like, oh shit, people are listening. And on top of that, I think we car petrol heads, as much as people might not like to admit it, we clean our cars, we buy these nice cars, we go to car meets to be seen.
For gal.
No, not even, because it's mad, but there's not a lot of girls in the scene, which is kind of crazy. My missus would be happy to know.
It's a very niche.
I mean, look, there is girls in the scene.
But they're not walking around in little outfits.
Yes.
This guy thinks it's Fast and Furious.
No, but at the Max Power conventions, the women will just be there as eye candy.
But
literally.
Yeah, but now, it's not that deep now. Again, we got some serious petrol. I know some serious petrol head girls who've done a lot for the culture. But there's a lot of girls. There's a lot of OnlyFans girls.
Of course.
And I haven't been to none of these.
No. I'm telling you, no. They're on the socials. You might not see them at the meets. You know what I mean? But basically, for me, again, it was another way to show people what a cool car I had. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit weird. And these are the ones that I've done. I'm showing my car. People are enjoying the content, and I just, bro, that just pushed me to make video after video, and it got to the point where I remember my first paycheck, and that won it, because you got to meet a certain criteria before you can start getting paid. I don't know if it's changed, but at the time I think it was 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subs before you can be kind of monetized, or you can be even looked at to be a partner, YouTube partner. And I remember I got monetized, and I didn't know what was going to come from it. And I remember at the time, I want to say it was like £230 come through into my account. And I was like, bro, I just made £230 doing what I love. And then I'm like, that's a car payment. Or that's the month's shopping. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is crazy.
I don't know about now, but...
Like, do you know what I mean? And then that, obviously, that as a driver helps. But if you ain't got passion, foremost, you're never going to get nowhere.
And that's what I see with you. That's what I see on the channel. By the way, I'm a subscriber.
Thank you.
By the way, I look at your content.
Thank you, man.
And that's what I see from you, that you are involved in this. You are integral to it.
Oh, bro, it's my life.
Yeah.
Like my life. Honestly.
You are about that life.
Yeah,
what I wanted to ask you, right, is you had a competition.
Yes.
Not too long ago where it was a Porsche 911.
Oh, bro, I'm glad you asked me about this. Yeah, my 911,
Your 911. Like, why didn't you just rig it for me to just...
Do you know how many men asked me that, bro? Bro, do you know how peak it was? That's mad.
When I saw the whip, I was like...
Yeah.
I pay extra 20 to...
Yeah. Should we put some context on it, right? So basically, I don't know if we got different audiences, right? So in the car scene, and you probably see it a little bit on the mainstream now. But raffles is a big thing. I think Omaze is the biggest non-kind of car one. They raffle houses and shit, basically. Like, you know what I mean?
You always used to see after after watching an episode like Love Island or something.
Omaze, yeah.
You know, 50 grand and this beautiful car.
Yeah.
This
£1 million yard
house,
in
all for
Wimbledon.
just £3.
Yeah.
And you're like a mug, like shit. I got a couple of those. I got a couple of those to raffle.
Well, that's it. And they do the same with cars, right? But
and sneakers.
So basically, I have previously worked with a really cool guy who's actually been on my podcast. He's got a really cool, intriguing story. He's kind of come from nothing and made something of himself. He has a raffle company, and long story short, he raffles cars. So it would be that £2.50 or £1 or £10 or whatever for a ticket you enter. And we raffled off my 911 Turbo S, and that was actually
your 911 Turbo.
Yeah, that was mine. Yeah. It was 1,300 brake horsepower just to also...
I can see why it's salty, man.
Yeah.
I can see why it's a hard whip as well.
Yeah.
So I remember the guy that won it. What's his name?
Oh, yeah, we done a cash alternative. So we also done £100,000.
His name Spencer?
Not Spencer. I swear it was not.
I forgot his name. His name is Jamie.
Jamie.
His name is Jamie. How did I forget that? Yeah, his name is Jamie.
White Don.
Yeah.
And he was like that.
In the thumbnail picture.
Yeah, tracksuits on, didn't he?
Yeah,
tracksuits on.
Excuse the pun.
He was gas. Officially gas.
He was gas. He was gas. There was some snags. There was some teething problems with that.
This killed me. And you know what? This is the first time I've been able to speak publicly about it because... So my whole channel is based on being real. I'm glad, honestly, it's story time. So my whole channel is based on being real, and I feel like my fans, my subscribers, they connect with me because I try to keep it 100% real. I don't try to be anyone I'm not on camera. If I've got emotions and they come out, I show them positive, like, you know what I mean? And I keep it cars, like, you know what I mean? Like, I try not to bring anything else into the channel. So there's always been... I feel like my followers, everyone holds me in a high regard, like in that respect. And I've done raffles before. I've done a raffle before. I had a Audi RS5 with the same company that we got rid of. And it's quite interesting because that was the first time he had ever done a car that had, this is the RS5, right? A car that had hype surrounding it. And what we found is his server wasn't man enough to... basically hold the traffic, right? And historically, and what happens with raffles is no one wants to win a car next week. They want to win it today and they want to win it now. So on the last day of the raffle, in fact, probably the last hour, everyone wants to win it. Like, you know what I mean? So there's like a mass rush to the website. So on that raffle, the RS5, we got to about 15 minutes before and his site crashed. But the car had already hit target, like of how much we wanted to make sales-wise, right? So fuck it, it don't matter. It's good. It is what it is. It crashed, but it is what it is. You know, someone still won the car. So after that, he and that was about 2 years prior. So he had always been on to me saying, Jay, when you're gonna get rid of that Turbo S, let me know. And you know, we're patenting it. My servers are all right. This, that, boom, 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 boom. So I was like, all right, cool, boom, boom. So this time come around, obviously he's patented it, and we also thought we'd implement a few other things to make sure that it went smoothly based on what some other bigger raffle sites are doing. One of which was a text message that goes out. So, for instance, to drive that extra traffic to the site to hopefully get the thing to sell out or to meet target or to, you know, just boost sales. They send out a text message basically saying, you know, this is going down. You know, and generally they can only, you can only send out a text message to your database of people who have previously used the site, right? Your contact list. So anyway, that was something I was on to him. I was like, bro, you've got to get this. Not something he had implemented before. He's like, usually does emails. I was like, bro, you've got to get this popping for this raffle because I just want to make sure everyone knows it's ending. Don't forget. Long story short, gets down to the day, and in true fashion, I think it was about 50% sold prior to the day. But on the day, you're seeing ticket sales picking up, and it's going really well. So I go and check him. It was a long day. He lives in Halifax, about 5 hours drive. We're doing promo on the car all day. Spent loads on actual promo going out like to the wider public because obviously I've got a platform that can only go so far. So anyway, it gets to about 4 hours before, right? And the last thing he needed to set up was the text messaging service. And the text messaging service, I thought he knew a little bit more about because he had said to me that he had it patterned prior to that day, although it was new. but it was still very new to him. So he was trying to work it out. And we thought, admittedly, I was sat next to him, we thought he worked it out. So basically, he had to call up some tech support quickly just to ask some questions. And then basically, long story short, he has 37,000 contacts or 35.
Jesus.
But he's been doing it a long time, right? So his server's good now. So we don't have to worry about that. He's got the biggest server available, if that makes sense. And the time, so basically what we were going to do is make sure the texts went out 2 hours prior to allow people to, because not everyone answers their phone straight away and looks at it. Some people do, majority probably do, but some people might miss it half an hour. Oh, do you know what I mean? So you want it to go out there. So anyway, so he can schedule it, a bit like putting out a YouTube video, you can schedule it. So we scheduled it for 7 o'clock, went out to eat, So we went to, what's that? What's the Caribbean mainstream one? Turtle Bay. Turtle Bay.
Yeah. You should
we went out to Turtle Bay,
Trash.
And me, it wasn't that night. And we're like, literally, I'm watching ticket sales, refreshing. Anyway, 7 o'clock's coming up now, and tickets are moving. Like, there was a target, it had to hit 85%, otherwise it was going to get rolled over.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people fail to look into to read the writing at the bottom. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Understood. Anyway, so 7 o'clock comes, and I'm refreshing. Every time I'm refreshing, I'm watching like ticket sales jump by 100, whatever. And 7 o'clock comes, 1 minute after, I refresh, and I couldn't get onto the site, And I'm like,
here we go.
But because it had happened before, straight away, like Anton, the guy who runs the thing, sitting across the table from me, I turn it and I go, I can't get onto the site.
Yeah, what's going on, Anton?
And his face kind of dropped. Yeah. And when his face dropped, I knew the thing.
There was a shake.
I knew something weren't right, Anyway, it was like, cool, I got 24 hours. Last time we didn't have support. And basically going back to when it crashed, he tried to call his guy. The guy was asleep. So it was a small scale operation. Do you know what I mean? So now he's got 24 hours, blah, 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 blah. So we called up. They actually said, right, no, you need to contact this person online, but they're there, live chat, blah, blah, blah. So he's done it. He's got on there, and I'm thinking, all right, cool, 5 minutes, whatever. I ain't even going to make an announcement right there. I'm just going to let people just not be able to get on the site. Anyway, so he's speaking to the guy. The guy's like, yeah, no problem. Just looking into it. 15 minutes has went now, because bro, I'm sweating. Like these are 15 minutes, 15 expensive minutes. Yeah. So anyway, the guy's basically come back and he said, look, it's all good. I just need to shut the whole site down and reboot it. It's going to take 10 minutes. I said, all right. Cool.
Shutting down don't sound good.
But I'm like, he's got it on lock. It's not a problem. Cool. These times now, I'm going to let people know because it's going to be 25 minutes before. So I'm at Turtle Bay. I'm like, yo. And here's me thinking. So my mindset is, it's just too much influx again, right? Here's me. I'm like, you guys have crashed the site. You've all tried to go on there. Boom, boom, boom. We'd be up in like 10 minutes.
More gas.
Yeah, just gas it because this is what I thought's going on.
Yeah.
Kind of is what's going on. But anyway, long story short, bro, the site ain't coming back online. Then we get a message from the guy. So I'm like, Anton, bro, like, and the guy's come back. He's like, I can't work out what's happened. Like, he's like, just leave it with me. I can't and I'm thinking, bro, like, I'm sweating now. Like, you know what I mean? Time's going. Like, this, like, bro, we're like probably 40 minutes in, and that 40 minutes is like, bro, like 15 bags, plus 20 bags even. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe even more. So I'm like, this is peak. Anyway, the guy is now straight, like, on the other. He's like, what have you guys done? Like, what have we done? Yeah,
blaming you lot.
Like, he's like, what have we done? And he's like, have you added an add-on? Like, because like websites you can like put add-ons in, you can get little apps that work through them. This, that. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, Anton's like, no, we haven't. Long story short, bro, like it fucked the meal, innit? Like, obviously, like, because it's just like, so we left. We've tried to drive back to his unit. We've pulled over on the motorway. He's got his laptop. We're trying to work this out. The guy's rebooting it. It's not coming. It started to come back online,
right,
and then crash again. Started to come back. So people were buying. Bro, my phone's going crazy. Getting like, it's just all going mad. And for me, this is a nightmare because I'm not thinking of my integrity and what people think of me at this point. I'm thinking I'm gonna lose a lot of money here. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't want to have to roll this car over because of this. Like, you know what I mean? I was in the mindset that, bro, like, everything's patterned. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, long story short, we explained to the guy, we sent out a text message. And he's like, what do you mean you sent out a text message, right? Because that's through a third-party company. And we sent out a text message. He's like, to how many people? We said 37,000. He goes, what the fuck have you done? He goes, bro, servers, even at the biggest companies views.
Netflix,
Couldn't handle that influx at one time.
Really?
Bro, but Netflix have crashed their servers before.
HBO, he goes, listen, he goes, you should have staggered those messages
over the course of the day.
From 11 o'clock in the morning. With that, X amount per 30 minutes. So what's been happening, I assume, this was never found out, is people getting the message. So a massive influx of people got the message, everyone clicked on the link. But then, as I was saying, people don't pick up the phone and read messages. So constantly, it's getting battered. Boom, boom, 37,000 people over the... Do you know what I mean? Until, I can't remember how he done it, but basically the server guy basically put like something in place that allowed it to go back online. It went back online like 20 minutes before the raffle was meant to come to the end. Massive detriment because we like nowhere near target. So we added a couple of hours to it. A couple of hours we'd lost.
Yeah.
But bearing in mind, bro, that the raffle was meant to end at 10 o'clock.
And it ended.
And now it's ended at 12 o'clock at night. So we were like, look, I actually lowered the target. I was like, or I don't know if I said this publicly, but maybe I said it to Anton, but I was like, look, if it hits 80%, because it's meant to hit 85, just let it go. Didn't hit that 80%. It got like 76 or so. I can't remember.
Okay.
So I was like, that just, everything don't add up because we spent like tens of thousands in promo. Like these things ain't shit. Bro, you know that one text message cost, I think it's £1,300 to send out. Like these are the kind of numbers that are, there's a lot of, but again, you earn a lot of money.
I'm stressed.
But
stress.
in that build, bro, in that build, I had that car owed over £200,000. The car was 120 bags. It had £100,000 worth of modifications on it. So people look at it and they're like, you're trying to make X amount for a car. I'm like, try and build that car for less than 200 bags. Like, you know what I mean? So we had a lot of money in it, or I had a lot of money in it. So long story short, it got rolled over because it didn't hit target. The backlash of that was everyone was saying we crashed the site because it didn't hit target.
Right.
And saying we purposely done that.
Right.
And people going off, this, that, the other, blah, 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 blah.
Which was naturally going to happen.
Which is naturally, listen, and the problem is, look, as a paying customer, people have got their right to say these kind of things, because I know how it can look. But if people really deep it, bro, it was meant to hit 85%, and it said it. It didn't hit 85%. So why are we going to make up some fake crash the site thing for all of it? And the thing is, the mad thing is, like, why would we stop ticket sales? Like, we would just let them go. I don't know. Anyway,
but Jay, people don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, of course. And everyone loves a good conspiracy. And you know what? Like, in the time, if there's like, it's probably like any scene or any niche. If there's a little bit of gossip, you know, everyone loves it. So it was the story of the day. And on to the next day. And I jumped on my live and just spoke to Anton, because bare people going off, and it kind of kicked off a little bit. And it was the first time that my channel or myself, my integrity was questioned. Like, you know, and I hated it, and it really killed me. But I've got a little bit of an exclusive now. So after that, I kind of left it, because these things are best to be left, because you don't want to give them too much. You don't want to breathe life into something that shouldn't, like, you know what I mean? It's a negative that, again, like, what I will say is, we changed someone's life. Like this, someone still did win the Porsche. It was just 5 days later. He didn't decide to take the Porsche. We gave him £100,000 instead. That's £100,000. Like, you know what I mean? That's life-changing money. If you haven't got 100, like to anyone who's less than $1 million,
£100,000 is
life-changing money. Exactly.
Man.
So it's a lot of money. So we still done that, and you know, for the most part, And again, I'm speaking to the small, very, very small minority, because the majority are adults. The adults, they saw the situation, it's £2.50, it's not that deep, someone's still going to win the car. But you've got to appreciate and understand what other people and some other people's mindsets. Long story short, left it there. Now, this is the exclusive. So I found out from Anton like a couple of days ago that there was 6 people who actually wrote in to the Gambling Commission to complain, And that, the whole raffle and everything was investigated. So, like, this is how spiteful men are to try. Because, and I guarantee, like, most of them didn't even put a ticket on. Like, you know what I mean? It's just these people, these are the kind of people that would have not put a ticket on because they say these things are scams. And then when something like that happens, I told you so. I told you so. They're waiting.
Jumped on it.
You know what I mean? So, anyway, so.
Haters.
Like, I don't even know what they are. But look, they're not we don't think the same way. And definitely our actions aren't the same. But again, each to their own. I've got to appreciate we're all different. So, so six people wrote in, and it was investigated by the Gambling Commission. And then obviously all the evidence was supplied over of the website crashing, because what you got to remember I told you it was an online server where messages went backwards and forwards. Everything is documented.
There's a paper trail.
Everything's documented.
Digital.
The fucking site crashed. So it went over to them. They come back and said, sorry, we apologise. We'd taken no further action. And that's just for a few people who wanted to know a little bit deeper. Like, you know, and again, I don't like to breathe life into this. And the reason I kind of gave it that big run up when you asked about it, and I'm sorry if I'm taking too long, is because I kind of just wanted people to know that, trust me when I say, like, I'm a legit, I have no need to lie. I have no need to, do you know what I mean? I'm a very real person.
Listen,
Karma is very real.
As I said, I watch your content and doing a podcast and doing events with Drizzy and being a part of the mechanics. Excuse the pun again. I'm just a lyricist, isn't it? So it's like being a part of the mechanics, Joe. But you know the deepness that goes on behind the scenes. You see you present what people see. And it's all glossy and it's entertaining 100%. And it's all good. But a lot of people don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. 100%. And I could see the stress.
Bro,
I could see the stress.
Like, do you know, right, so this is the other thing. On the live, when I tell you it got heated, only got heated because it was almost like, you know when you're actually trying to be legit. And I tried to be as transparent by telling everyone what's happening as it was happening.
Yeah.
And then man, they're calling you a liar.
Yeah.
Like, and then making up all these other conspiracies. Do you know, like, for me, do you know that flop? Do you know how bad that hurt me that this happened?
Of course.
And how vexed I was that it happened.
But you learn.
And then man are telling me I'm a scammer too. Bro, like it's like kicking man when you're down. So what people got to understand is, you know, and we don't have to go into it, but bro, I've got a past that I've went through some things, and I'm a different person now than I'm a different person now than I was.
We all are.
You know, and I've grown. But I'm human. And I'm not an idiot. Don't like, if I'm pushed far enough, I'm going to try and tell man how it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
And a few people took that to my detriment. And you know what? No, I'm not even sorry for it because, bro, I'm a human. Like, and I'm trying to fight my corner. And I said nothing bad.
Yeah.
I think I said someone was a waste man or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? But it was...
Bro,
it was heat in the moment. You know what I mean?
We'll say worse things on here.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that it's tried and tested, and you achieved something that was beyond your whole. We've had a conversation about your start. We're here now, and you've gone through another part of a test in your journey. And this is something that you had to go through.
Yeah.
So now you come out the other side. Now you can look at
100%.
this and you can go, okay. This is what I do next time. This is what I don't do next time.
If you don't mind me asking, what would you say you've learned from that experience?
Good question.
What have I learned from it?
You need a plan B, C, and D.
Like, would you say I'm assuming you have a team, right?
You know what? I've got a business partner in some things, but as far as officially gas goes, bro, I'm just trying to navigate it as myself. Like, it's pretty much me. What have I learned? That's a really good one, man. I mean, look.
Are you going to do more competitions in the future?
Yeah, I will. Because and do you know what the thing is? This is another thing. I feel like people, when they see a YouTuber, for instance, I had a 911 Turbo S. It's a very expensive car. When like you've got a lot of people on your side, but then you've also got people who secretly don't really want you to do well. So when you do a raffle and then people work out how many tickets there are to this raffle and how much a ticket is, they do the math and they work out and they're like, hang on, what man's going to make how much? And they're like, nah, I can't be with that. But what they don't realise is, as I say, the thousands on promo, the 200 bags that was deep in that car. Like, you know what I mean? And then again, a car guy thing is, you'll never see the money back in mods that you put into a car. That's right. But at the same time, I've spent this on that, right? And you're not going to see me do a raffle, make a whatever money, and then buy a big rollie. Bro, I'm going to buy a car for the channel to make more content on, to keep everyone entertained and dedicate my life to. It's not like I'm doing this, like, bro, like, I have a humble living.
You're self-sufficient, bro.
Yeah.
And I love it.
But some people don't see that. No. So, but again, like, it's a really good question because I feel like I should come back with something to that. Like, what have I learned? And I just think it's like, I need to perhaps just make sure everything is in place properly before I go through one of these things.
Little test run as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, look, I was very trusting, but rightfully so, because the guy, Anton, man, I got love for him, man. He's a proper guy.
Shout out to Anton.
Yeah, shout out to Anton, man.
Anton, that is tech.
Yeah, but bro, do you know what the thing is? Do you know what the madness is? He's learning at the same time. He didn't, again, like the last raffle we done was the biggest at the time. And this was the biggest of this time that he'd done. So again, it's a new level. And again, people might say, why are you so trusting? But I recognize good people and good energy. And I want them to win with me. I want them to grow. I want the promo off the back of him raffling my car to help him and his family. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's just me. Like, you know what I mean? So would I give him another chance? fuck yeah. Because I know he ain't going to make the same mistake. If he did make the same mistake, then maybe...
You have to.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
You should get yourself a team though. I think you should at least get one or two.
Maybe think about employing some.
Don't get me wrong. I've got shout out to James, big manager James.
Big
I call
up
him because he's my promos manager / business partner. We've went into business. We've got a couple of other businesses that we run together.
Because no man is an island.
100%, man.
And
100%.
at least you get to fire somebody if it goes wrong.
Well, yeah, I definitely can't fire no one. So it's all on me, man. But I take that on my shoulders, man. I take that.
Well, Jay, hang out with us. We've got some more of the show to do.
Sick, bro.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Bro, it's fantastic stuff, bro. And keep it moving. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fast Food Podcast. This is intermission period 2. And it goes a little something like this, boy. This week's underrated artist goes out to Common. Such a banger. And what an album as well. What a great album. My album is Like Water for Chocolate. Yeah, my album.
I think this one is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I like the track where he's talking about the being at the courtroom. Do you remember the one where he's talking about
that tune's cold.
I can't remember the name of it.
I know what you're talking
the
about.
spin on it and you're like, what?
Yeah, the story.
That's a bad boy tune still. Yeah.
So Lonnie Rashid Lynn, born March 13, 1972, known as Common. Formerly known as Common Scent. Rapper, actor. His debut 1992 with the album Can I Borrow a Dollar? And gained critically acclaimed with his album Resurrection in 1994. He maintained an underground following into the late 1990s. He achieved mainstream success through his work with what's the name of the group? I can't remember the name. D'Angelo, Questlove, J Dilla. Soulquarians. R.I.P. J Dilla. Yep. His first major label album was Like Water for Chocolate. Received.
There is a light.
Come on.
Shine.
Special for you.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. That's a shit. Damn it.
He received commercial success. In 1993, he won a Grammy Award for Best R&B Song for his feature on Erykah Badu's single Love of My Life.
So he was clapping cheeks and getting awards, He was winning.
Yeah, man. Erykah Badu's got nice toes.
She don't shave her armpits. It's a bit mad though.
Oh yeah, I don't know now. Yeah,
it's a bit wild.
Yeah, I'll talk about the young Erykah Badu. I don't know what this new one is.
Yeah, she's looking a bit bushwoman.
Yeah, I don't know, man. She's eccentric. His 2005 album B was also successful and was nominated for the Best Rap Album at the 2006 Grammy Awards. He received the second Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance by a duo or group, Southside, featuring Kanye West, from his 2007 album Finding. Finding Forever. His best album, This Is Me, then The Best of Common, was released late 2007. In 2011, he launched Think Common Entertainment and his own record label imprint, having previously released music under various other labels, including Relatively Geffen and Good Music. Underrated artist this week is Common. And I just feel like he's another artist who just doesn't get his props. He doesn't get spoken about enough with the guys at the top. And I just felt like he was just super lyrical. He was one of the artists that didn't have to talk about shooting somebody. He kept it 1,000. And I feel like there's not enough of those kind of artists that exist anymore in hip hop.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel, Drizzy, about that.
Yeah, I'm a huge Common fan. Like I said, that album B, that's my favorite. From top to bottom, you can listen to that album without skipping.
Yeah.
Arguably some of Kanye's best beats is on that album because he produced the whole album, didn't he?
That's right.
So yeah, man, it's Common. Common sense, man. Even when you got Jay-Z putting you in one of his lyrics,
then you know you're doing something right out there.
right.
So shout out to Common, man.
Shout out to Common.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Gino De Campo was found at the airport with a spliff.
Light it up. Yeah.
Who's that brother? Oh, the Italian brother. Yeah, come on. Are we still, what, is that a bad thing?
That's what I just
Come on, man. Like, I don't smoke, but look.
Me neither,
Bro, it's not a... Bro, come on. Light it up. Let him do his thing, man.
Light it up, innit?
Smoke the
Slow
thing,
news-
bro.
It was a slow news day when they dropped it.
Yeah, exactly. We found something.
But I think there was, sorry. Sorry. But I think our Twitter corner was using the whole, but if he was black.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah,
it's just
but
like,
do you know
not
what I
everything
think? Is weed still a... Is that bad
the
still?
weed, no, I don't care.
Or are we a little bit more educated on
Yeah,
we don't care.
When do you think they're going to legalize it here soon?
Are they got to, man?
You don't think...
Are they still sending people to prison?
Bro, what was his whole slogan for getting re-elected? Oh yeah, I think it's time that we legalize the thing.
Was that
We're
really
still
waiting,
waiting, bro.
Well, no. Listen, I think within the next 10 years it will be. 100%.
It has to be, man.
Bro, listen.
Another 10?
Look, there's people serving prison time for weed. We got to remember what it could do for the economy too. Like, there's money to be made. So they could tax.
No, they're already making money. They're the biggest export of cannabis in the world.
That's right.
UK?
Yes.
Exporter?
Yeah.
Export.
So what, they can't... They're not allowed to get high on their own supply, basically.
Bruv, the fact of the matter, everyone's getting hired. They're just fucking...
It's mad, isn't it? You'd think it would be regulated. It's a space to make money. We all know the danger. Well, maybe we don't, but with regulation there...
Because like, if it's the tire stuff, you're good. That's skunk.
Yeah. Well, listen,
That's a hemp.
This is another conversation, but I believe, and I don't want to sound radical or anything, and you got to let me land, but I think all drugs should be legalized.
I'm with it. I think I know what he's saying. I think I know what he's going.
Bro, listen. Wait. Bro, just because something's legal, just because something's illegal, sorry.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, let me say, just because something's legal doesn't mean you're going to go out and do it, bro.
No.
Listen, as long as everything goes or has a warning and education behind it, and if you're going to do it, this is the regulated version. This has been checked that it's not made or spiked or wrong, or this one dose is going to kill you, and you can actively do it in safe places with care around you. Bro, you're not going to... And again, this is what...
Look, flip-flopped.
Again, look, crack is a bad drug. Heroin is a bad drug.
One hell of a drug.
But just because it's legal doesn't mean that you're going to automatically go out and do it, right? And education needs to come with that.
Yeah.
But like, let's start at a lower kind of... Let's start with weed. Education comes behind it.
Weed, I feel like they should legalize it because Great Britain always follow what the Americans do. We just do it late. I just feel like weed isn't enough of a hardcore drug for... If we check it, alcohol's worse.
Bro,
right?
If they tried to drop alcohol as a new thing nowadays, you think that would ever pop? Bro, that would be illegal.
Yeah, 100%.
When they stopped alcohol back in the, was it the 50s? Moonshining?
Yeah.
40s?
Shout out to Gino De Campo bunning it down.
Smoke
brother.
that zoot.
Smoke your thing,
You've got my support.
I heard dad bods are what is in.
Says someone with a dad bod.
Yeah, check it. 3 girls have told me dad bods is the one. So I might just not even worry no more, man.
Nah, don't. Full sense of security.
Yeah,
as soon as you get that dad bod.
I need Drizzy to like quality check the women that said this.
Yeah, we need a quality check, innit? Yeah.
I can't tell you 2 of them, but...
Why not?
Don't worry. But one of them...
I am worried. Why not?
Hey, clap just in case you can tear that out.
One of them said when she sees a dad bod, it just turns her on and she's just like... She fucking loves it.
But listen,
maybe she doesn't know.
You should do a poll. You should do a poll.
Yeah? Swing my
Dad
phone.
bods or a well in shape body with a 6-pack.
Okay.
I guarantee y'all are going to go for the 6-pack. So don't be lured into a full sense of security. Get that dad bod and then
You heard that?
get 0 looks.
You hear that?
Zero appreciation.
That's why you look at me.
Be healthy. Also, what you got to remember is dad bod might not be healthy. Be healthy.
Yeah, true.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Be healthy.
Health is wealth.
All right. Dilemma of this week. Is it going to be A or B?
Right, Jamie, you choose. Do you want dilemma A or do you want dilemma B?
Wait, A. I'm 18, bro.
All right. So that's you?
That's me.
All right.
Check this out. Tell me what you think.
Am I the jerk for not allowing my late husband's affair partner to come to his funeral? 3 weeks ago, my husband died in a car accident halfway across the country. He said he was going on a work trip, but we later found out that all of that was just another one of his lies and he was actually on a cheating trip. something he'd seemingly been doing for at least the past 5 years. So yeah, it's been a very fun few weeks. It feels fantastic. Our kids are 7 female, 14 male and 19 male. Only the eldest knows about the affair and we all agreed to keep it to ourselves. The problem lies with his partner. She wanted to be involved. I told her that wouldn't be possible and she should respect our privacy. Even putting my feelings aside, though he's trying to be strong for his younger siblings, my eldest is battling with his anger and grief. Having her there would only cause problems. Regardless, she was there when we arrived at the graveyard, standing some distance away, but she was still close enough to everyone to just make her stand out as if she wanted to be seen. I told my brother and he removed her without causing too much of a scene. Afterwards she sent me a text which basically called me selfish for blocking her from being there and saying I robbed her of the chance to say goodbye properly. For some reason this is slightly bothering me. I found myself justifying my actions to myself repeatedly since receiving that text. I still believe I did what was right and put my kids first. She had no business there and her presence would only cause drama. She could always go to his grave whenever she wanted to say goodbye. Was I the jerk?
So, dilemma this week. Long and short of it, what you heard was a man cheated on his wife.
I heard that. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Man cheated on his wife. He died. His wife wanted to be at the funeral. She didn't like that. It's tacky.
Bro, she's corn on her cob. She's a side chick.
Okay.
She knew she was a side chick.
Who, the wife?
No, not the wife, the side chick.
Right.
And she, hang on, what, am I meant to be, what?
So.
Have I missed it? Should I be saying, are they right in not wanting her to be at the funeral?
So why you stuttering?
I'm confused. What do you want me to tell my opinion on?
The father's died.
Yeah.
Should she have been at, she's asking, should she have been at the funeral?
That's what I mean. Bro, she's sweet corn. She's corn on the cob. She's a side chick. She knew she was a side chick. She knew her assignment.
Right.
She knew.
But this is the wife talking.
What, the side chick should have been?
No, the wife was talking. The wife told the story.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
And do you want me to tell you if I think the wife is right in saying that the side chick shouldn't have been at the funeral?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was right.
That she shouldn't have been.
Yeah, because the side chick knew she was a side chick. Or did she know she was a side chick?
Well, it said that he
was cheating on, right, so he was travelling Quay to leave his family random times.
Yeah.
So she obviously must have known he had a different life, right?
Right.
So she's already knowing that possibly she's on some life-destroying, relationship-destroying thing. Didn't care because she's getting a dick. She knew that he had a plan A back there and she was the plan B. She was the side chick.
Yeah.
If it was that deep, he would have left his family.
Yeah.
So she probably knew her assignment.
He did technically. He left. He left when he died. So did she mention that he died and left his wife, or did she die?
I thought he went to meet her and died on the way, on his fake business trip.
He died on a fake business trip.
Yeah. So in my head, bro, look, if you look at it like everything.
She's at the funeral and she wants to.
No, listen. You're
she's lucky that you didn't smoke her, bro.
Exactly. Like, bro, she's ruined the family. If it weren't for her, he wouldn't be dead because he would have never left to go see her. Let alone she knows what she's doing, right? Well, she might or might not, but regardless, she now when finding out to have the audacity to turn up when you realise that he was leaving to check you and you're the reason he's dead, yeah, in a mad, the way the world works is weird way.
Yeah.
Just chill, wait for the funeral to go. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's there forever. Go see him after.
Yeah, true.
Have I missed something? Have I missed the point?
True.
Not in the slightest.
I think she should be ashamed of herself.
And she should.
Yeah. You killed him.
Yeah.
And you still want to turn up.
It's only the oldest. It's the oldest sibling that knows. Everybody, both the other two siblings.
Yeah. Well, they kept it real with that. I think that's nice. They should keep it running like that. In time, when they're old enough to work out the situation, they should be able to know. But at the same time, she a hoe.
The poor thing, man.
I want to shoot her some bail.
What? You got a side thing, innit?
Because, listen, look. It's one thing a woman says to you, hey, come around. I want to keep the business. It's then up to you to make. that executive decision, whether I'm going around it or not. We don't know what kind of internal health issues my man was dealing with. And instead of going around to get punani, he should have gone around to the hospital to get an MOT check. I only use that phrase because we've got a car enthusiast.
I feel that one. Yeah.
I see what you did
resonated.
There. I see what you did there.
But like,
It's true though.
he's
What
not
you gotta
getting no
think,
blame?
Well, this is the thing, yeah. Shout out to the side chick, because what we got to remember is, yeah, his missus might have been holding that pum back, ain't giving him nothing for time, bare stress in his ear. She was the reason he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it, but he had to go and find someone who loved him or showed it, who gave him that appreciation. And he went in search of the pum, and the pum was there. She could have been his future partner. It might have been a better life for him.
I personally think, obviously, the wife knew the situation. You have to deal with the situation. You can't take it out on the husband. The husband's dead. I felt like you should have they had a relationship. You should have just let her be a part of the funeral.
No!
Just come and pay your respects,
would you?
man.
Honestly, would you?
Bro, if I want two of my bitches.
Hear this.
I want two of my bitches.
Just imagine it was this then, yeah? Let's flip it, yeah? God forbid this ever should happen, and just hypothetically, yeah? It was you. Your missus passed, but she was cheating on you with a man. And the brother, big wedge, good-looking brother, turns up.
Yeah.
What are you saying? You letting him be there? If he's wedge, you might have to let him be there.
just for him to whisper in your ear when they say, "Oh, is anyone want something good to say?" It's like, "Oh,
good pom pom,
man."
He might be from South. He might be from South.
Yeah, you know we roll.
You have to let him in it. You have to go stand in the corner.
You don't have a choice. We turn out uninvited.
I want to talk quickly about this AI stuff with the fucking with the fact that now you can just go in. You don't even need to go in a booth no more. You can just sync up a tune. You can implement all the words, all your voices into a piece of equipment.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And now you can sound like Jay-Z.
Yeah, I see the Kanye West one, right? Did you see that? The white fella, I think he made a rap in the start, like some TikTok video or something.
Yeah, on the weekend, Jay-Z's one, there was a verse from Jay that Guru put out, and it was like a hidden verse. This is all AI.
Yeah, so what I'd say on that is right now I still feel like it's kind of distinguishable. Just kind of, if you really, really analyse it.
It does sound...
It's not quite right, but very, very soon. Within the next 5-10 years, yeah?
Along with the cannabis.
Yeah. The world's gonna be a mad place. But literally, they'll be able to, because they can do the face overs and everything, not AI. They could put another face on me or whatever, and then they can actively make you say shit that you never said. It's peak. So yeah, man, it's just one of those ones where I think we're in for a madness. Like, bro, when I tell you Terminator,
peak.
yeah,
it's peak.
Bro, that Terminator thing, yes, it's peak. It's coming. The machines are going to take over.
For example, I've got your audio, I've got your visuals now.
He's saying that like
the way
man's holding me.
Listen, you know,
I'm gonna have to pay him some money now. So I have to...
that check not clear, you know.
It's peak for me, innit?
Make you say some flagrant stuff.
But the thing is, yeah, you're just, how's your music getting out? How are you getting paid? How is this now going to change the landscape of?
Could you imagine they made a tune with someone?
It'll be fine.
Who didn't consent to it, but it's
gonna
their
be
voice.
fine.
It'll be fine because an AI can't go on tour.
Why not?
Because it's not. What you gonna do? You're gonna be bopping your head to okay, I know they did the whole hologram thing, but like you're gonna be rocking to a hologram for 2 hours.
Yeah, but you're thinking about now, like your kids are gonna be going festivals through the Oculus.
Ain't they doing that in the metaverse? They're doing concerts in the metaverse.
Dreamville Festival on Oculus.
I swear Biggie had one as well. Biggie had a metaverse.
Oh, really? That would have been popping.
Like labels have already created like an AI artist.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and the batteries run out of that still.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, that's kind of crazy. That's actually a good conversation point. Will there be a first AI superstar that's not even real? Like an artist, like that could perhaps again be ghost-written
like
by
Justin
some
Bieber or something,
or even. Do you know what's that? Cat GBT or whatever it's called. Chat GBT.
Yeah.
You know that is so clever and intellectual. I'm sure there could be made to be some kind of MC, some rapper or something that is completely AI created. That's bad. I guarantee that will happen. 20 years minimum.
Donald Trump, has he been arrested yet? Or is he about to be arrested?
No, I think he's gonna turn himself in.
Yeah.
What? But he ain't spending more than an hour in a cell.
He's not. Because you remember he's feeling up Pom Pom and...
remember Stormy Daniels?
Yeah.
Paid her the hush money.
Stormy Daniels. You know how many times I bust a nut to Stormy Daniels, bruv? Oh my God, she had some lils on her, man. Night Agent. Have anybody seen it yet on Netflix? No. Cold-blooded.
What is it? It started off well, but the ending was...
Oh, don't say that. I'm on episode 4. I'm on episode 4.
Why would you bring up if you're on eepisode 4?
Because I think...
No, what are you doing?
Because I just started it.
Man, listen, you're not even halfway. Have you started... How can you... That's like saying, oh, yeah, we've won the match and it's 32 minutes in.
Have you seen it?
Or he's watching it on Match of the Day and he's like, yo, bruv, do you know what the score is? Because I'm... And it's like, yeah, no, we won. It's oh, what? I'm watching Match of the Day. Well, why did you say anything? No, I've not watched it.
I think it's dope.
I'm currently watching the final season of Wu-Tang.
Bro, I ain't got no time for
an
no
American
series,
Saga.
bro.
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah. That's
when you say Wu-Tang, was it a series for Wu-Tang?
Yeah. It's the Cult.
Is it?
Yeah.
New one?
Yeah.
I could tap into that. So what is it? Actual real life like documentary?
Disney
No,
Plus.
it's a series.
It's a series.
Some
So it's
things
not really
are
didn't really happen?
Actors.
No, but the actual Wu members, they're all executive producers.
Okay.
So they are giving stories. There's some things they have, again, add a bit of fiction to move the narrative forward, which is fine, as long as where we get to is actual facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's so good, man. The actors, they got to portray some of it, like Dave East is representing Method Man.
Oh, so
and it just makes sense to the point now I'm like, it's hard to try and differentiate between the two of them. Because Dave East can rap.
Yeah, of course, he's bad, man.
And when they put his vocals over normal Method Man vocals, you're not taken out like, oh yeah, that's Dave East's vocals.
It's very good.
Worth a watch.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a watch.
Only 3 seasons. So like they kept it,
Okay.
It's mad when you saw Puffy's son turn up as Puffy. I don't know if you got there yet, but Puffs, because they're now dealing with like Method Man's a star, but the Def Jam was like, oh, we need a remix for All I Need.
Why do I feel like I've heard their story before? Was it hip hop? The volumes of hip, like what was that?
The Netflix thing,
something hip hop,
where they was going around to different
Did
areas.
they cover their
a little bit.
story, I think.
But this is like the extended behind the curtains.
How it all started.
How did the logo come about?
Cool. I'm sold.
All
I might,
that stuff.
I might check it out.
It's a vibe.
It's good.
Okay. That and Night Agent.
What's that about though?
But a young Donnie just on a mission. He's like just think.
Is it like a series of fiction?
He's a FBI.
Have you ever watched like 24?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't. Bro, listen.
FBI agent.
No time.
FBI agent picks up the phone to Tuntun and he's about that life. He wants to save him.
I ain't seen Breaking Bad or nothing like that, you know.
Same.
Oh, you haven't?
Wait, you haven't seen Breaking
Bad? I thought you was going to be a connoisseur.
I can't believe that.
It never appealed to me. It just never appealed to me.
Right, so
but bruv, you never watched
Wait,
The
so
Wire.
you never watched Breaking Bad, but you watch Ozark?
This is
bruv, but you never watched
watch along.
bruv.
This is watch along,
That's
bruv.
like, oh,
Wait,
I'm not going to do coke, but I'm going to smoke crack.
Wait, hold on. First of all, the reason I watched Ozark is because I like Jason Bateman as an actor. So I was like, I'm going to give this a chance based off the fact of him. And I was like, oh shit, this is cool. But you only watched The Wire during the pandemic.
I know.
So don't act fresh.
I've got to finish it.
And yet, bruv, let's move on, please.
But I've seen Breaking
Let's
Bad.
move on, please. Well, you've watched Breaking Bad before you watched The Wire. Wire's groundbreaking TV.
No, it is. And I'm bad for that. I know. But Breaking Bad is cold.
It may be, and I might get to it at
you
some
seen
point.
Breaking Bad?
But
No, started the whole conversation. I said, no, I didn't, bro. And I thought you guys were going to be. I thought that was going to be surprising.
All right, Jamie,
cool.
before we wrap up the show,
for real.
just tell me about what you are looking to do going forward. What's any plans? What anything to do with the channel? Anything that you're trying to improve on?
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
So yeah, I'll try to keep it quick. Look, I just got back from Houston, Texas. I was out there filming an event. It's the second time I've done this now. Yeah. I got back like last week. Second year out there, so some serious content coming from out there. You know, the levels in America is always a little bit higher. They're pushing the boundaries, but we're trying to catch up. So yeah, good content coming from that. Yeah, man, bro, with the channel, I've always kind of not tried to put too much pressure on where I should be by a certain time, but I'm always up in my game. I'm always trying to bring a little bit more craziness to the channel. And bro, consistency and consistently good content is what I try to do and will continue to do. So it's just pretty much that. And yeah, bro, just full send with everything I do.
I'm looking forward to new content. I wanna have the experience of sitting in one of them souped up joints. And,
blow your mind.
Because it looks crazy. I think the last thing I saw of you was, I don't know what car you was in, because again, I don't know about cars, but you was trying to beat a time.
Yeah, I was in my Honda. My Honda's like my baby, my absolute baby. Yeah, it's that would blow your mind. Yeah, scary as hell. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about that life.
Zoom.
Let the people know where they can find you.
Cool, man. Cool. So officially gassed, pretty much everything. Officially gassed YouTube. Officially _gassed Instagram. I have got TikTok, but you ain't gonna catch me doing no dances on that. You know what I mean?
I know the vibe.
But I'm on there.
That's what Twerk Frank did over here.
Yeah, my man twerking in that, yeah? All right, cool, yeah, I'm not on that. But yeah, man, pretty much YouTube, officially gas, check me out. Go show some love, even if you're not into cars, give it a go, see what you think. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Amazing.
Big up.
Foodies, shout out to you. Shout out to our new listeners. Shout out to our old listeners. Fast Food Podcast. Don't forget, we are on all DSPs. That's SoundCloud, no longer. That's iTunes. That's Google Podcasts and Spotify. We also on our YouTube channel, Fast Food Podcast TV. Hit the like, subscribe, tell people, do what you need to do, support the cause. I want to big up Jojo Montana, the great. Drizzy Sackafat Freckles in the building. Shout out to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Morgan Heights in the building.
Come on.
Whoever that is.
We'll be back in a fortnight. Don't forget to support the channel.
Brush your teeth.
And over to Drizzy Sackafat Freckles.
Yeah, so today's takeaway is some people are in your life and you can compare them to pubic hairs. They're just there for no reason. So with your pubic hairs, as you would, treat them like people. Just get rid, and you're going to see how clear your pathway becomes, how better everything looks, how smooth life becomes. Manscaped. Hey, Manscaped, you need to sponsor us. I'm a big fan. You need to sponsor us the Fast Food Podcast. But anyway, yeah, man, as I said, some people like pubic hairs are just there for no reason. Get rid of them, all right? And you'll see how better your life becomes. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Fast Food Podcast. We out.
You look up, understand. You're in the dark with the sharks. It's a bloodbath. We got the mics. It's a fight. Had a tough start.